Philip Law Jr., number 85, tight end and defensive end. Son of Michelle Law and Philip Law. His future plans are to get a job, take care of his family, and get closer to God.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the New River Network's coverage of high school football. We are on the road this week as Oak Hill travels to Van Meter Stadium to take on the Beckley Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles. And this is a massive game in Class AAA. Oak Hill comes in ranked 11th in the state. Woodrow Wilson is number 16. They need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Oak Hill is fighting for potentially to host a playoff game next week, and it is senior night here at Van Meter Stadium. We are gearing up for what should be a fantastic game. So settle in, everyone. Greg, Chris Rader, and I will have the call for you here on the New River Network.
Redfern and Lee Redfern. Anthony Rodriguez, number 45, tight end, son of Myra Rodriguez. His future plans are to go into auto body repair. He is escorted by his mother, Myra Rodriguez. Number 73, Ryan Suggs, son of James and Lisa Suggs. His future plans are to attend Lincoln Tech for automotive repair, escorted by James and Lisa Suggs. Number 5, defensive back, Elijah Waller, son of Nicolette Monroe. His future plans are to become a travel nurse and buy his mom her dream house and car, escorted by Nicolette Monroe and Ryan Monroe. Number 6, John Zukreski, wide receiver and safety, son of Jonathan and Nicole Zukreski. He wishes to open his own business and travel the world with his friends, escorted by Nicole Zukreski and Killian McGrath. And now for the band. Aaron Anderson, saxophone and captain of the Woodwinds, son of Patty Jo and Anthony Anderson. His future plans are to attend ACT and New River Community College for construction, welding, and electrical. He wants to start his own woodworking business and construction company, escorted by Patty Jo Anderson and Anthony Anderson. Jessica Berry, color guard captain, daughter of Rosalind Berry. Future plans are to attend WVU for animal sciences, continuing color guard in college, and ultimately becoming a marine biologist, escorted by Rosalind Berry and Lindsay Folks. Gabrielle Chapman, trombone, son of Brian and Diana Wiseman. Gabriel plans to attend community college and later pursue his passion in music and art, escorted by Brian Chapman and Diana Wiseman. Piper Dangerfield, drum major, daughter of Dr. Joseph and Amy Dangerfield. Her future plans are to major in aerospace engineering at WVU with a minor in music, while also being in the marching band. She hopes to eventually work for NASA. Escorted by Dr. Joseph Dangerfield and Amy Dangerfield. Trista Ewing, majorette. Daughter of Stephanie and Jeremy Ewing. She plans to attend WVU Tech to play softball, study nursing and public service administration. Escorted by Stephanie and Jeremy Ewing. Evan Ingram. Snare drum and captain of the drum line. Son of Lisa and Shane Ingram. Evan plans to go to West Virginia Tech for computer science and volunteer as a tech coach for the WWHS drumline. Escorted by Lisa and Shane Ingram. Angel Fortune, color guard. Daughter of Amanda Fortune and Robert Lawson. She plans to major in psychology and minor in photography. Escorted by Amanda Fortune and Melanie Fortune. Kiera Keeling, color guard. Daughter of Sarah Keeling and James Keeling. She plans to attend Bluefield State College and major in medical sonography. Escorted by James and Sarah Keeling. Nyana Lawson Gray, drum major. Daughter of Danny Gray and Marguerite Lawson. She will either go to college or trade school to continue her education. Escorted by Danny Gray and Marguerite Lawson. Leah Mabry, tenor saxophone. Daughter of Randy and Allison Mabry. She plans to become an architect and one day have her own firm helping to build communities. Escorted by Randy and Allison Mabry. Mackenzie McDaniels, baritone saxophone. Daughter of Shanna Casto and John Casto. Future plans to go to Fairmont State University for cybersecurity and join the Army National Guard. Escorted by Shanna Casto. Kaylee Metter, clarinet. Daughter of Lindsay Metter and Christopher Metter. She plans to be a first responder. Escorted by Catherine Mace and Juanita Landis. Celia Sellards Atkins, front ensemble captain. Daughter of Amber Sellards and Jason Atkins. She plans to attend college at WVU to major in psychology, then advance into psychiatry and live out her days as a cat mom. Escorted by Amber Sellards and Celia Sellards. Jaylena Wallace, color guard, daughter of Jessica Wallace. Jaylena plans to go into the military, escorted by Jessica Wallace. Madeline Weiss, color guard captain, daughter of Beverly Weiss and Teddy Weiss. She plans to become a vet tech, escorted by Beverly Weiss. Shanoa Wheeler, clarinet, daughter of Megan Wheeler and Nick Wheeler. Shanoa plans to attend WVU Tech in the fall for forensics, escorted by Megan Wheeler and Nick Wheeler. As for the Flying Eagle himself, Dakota Lucas, son of Michelle and Jeffrey Lucas. Dakota plans to attend the University of Tennessee. He plans to major in sports management and minor in political science. He hopes to be a positive role model like some of those he has had growing up. Escorted by Michelle Lucas and Jeffrey Lucas. Now for the lassies. Kylie Norris, daughter of Todd and Christy Norris. Kylie plans to attend Marshall University next fall and major in pediatric nursing. Escorted by Christy Norris and Todd Norris. Lamyra Walker, daughter of Janice Penley and Robert Walker. Plans to become an anesthetician and open her own salon. Escorted by Janice Penley and Robert Walker.
So everybody put your hands together for the seniors of 2024.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the New River Network's coverage of high school football. We got a great one tonight over in Raleigh County. The Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles hosting the Oak Hill Red Devils. I'm Greg Chris Rader with me doing the caller tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. We just got finished up with senior night here at Woodrow, and we went ahead and showed that, and now we're getting ready for the game to kick off here right at 7:30. Chris, this is an interesting matchup tonight as there's a lot on the line for both of these teams, and it should be an entertaining football game.
Well, if you listened to our game last week, Greg, you could almost play the pregame commentary from Bluefield and just replay it. Massive playoff implications for Beckley. They come in 16 tonight, right on the precipice. They basically have to win out, so this is a huge game for them. And then on the Oak Hill side, they're sitting at 11th. They still have an outside shot to host a playoff game. And, you know, they really want to avoid that 14 to 16 seed to avoid some of the heavyweights. So they're playing for positioning, and they want to get as good a seed as possible to get as good a matchup as possible. So, yeah, big game tonight.
Oak Hill comes in at 7-1. Woodrow at 5-3. And like Chris said, Woodrow ranked 16th, so they have to win tonight and then finish up with GW next week. They need to win both of those games in order to have, to sneak into playoffs. Oak Hill, on the other hand, sitting pretty solid, but like you said, they want to avoid that 13, 14, 15, 16 spot, to stay away from that upper echelon area in the rankings. And if they can win tonight and pull off the win next week against University, they've got a shot to host a playoff game, which is something we'll talk about here in just a little bit. But that would be a huge accomplishment for these Red Devils. We've had a tremendous season. You guys, more so than me, have followed them all season and been right here with them. And it looks to me, just from looking on from afar and watching you guys on TV, Oak Hill's defense seems to have really taken a step up a level in the last 4 or 5 games. I've noticed that they've been pitching some shutouts and holding people down. And I think that's been a huge key to this 7-1 season so far.
Oak Hill's defense is what stirs the pot for them, and they've been terrific defensively. And like you said, the last 2 or 3 games have been particularly great. They held Greenbrier East to 6 points. They pitched a shutout against Bluefield last week. So their defense really triggers them. Oak Hill's not an explosive offensive team, so what they're hoping to do is score enough to give their defense a cushion and then have their defense hold the opponent down. So, yeah, they've been great this year. I totally agree.
Yep, led by quarterback Mal Lewis, and he's really, I think, improved tremendously. Watched him the last couple of games, and, from the first couple of games of the season up until now, he has by leaps and bounds improved his game, and I think he just settled down, really. I don't think it was so much he had to improve his play other than just calming down and settling into the role. And, man, he's really taking on this leadership role for this offensive unit. And, he's got a good group of runners behind him. He throws the ball well. They're an athletic group, and offensively, I think he's been the catalyst, really, that's kept them moving offensively through the year.
I think I mentioned last week, we've really seen Malachi mature as the seasons went on. You and I did the Nicholas County game to open the season, and Malachi, frankly, looked a little nervous back there in the pocket. He had happy feet. I remember he dropped the ball one time, just scrambling out. And I've seen Malachi each and every game get a little bit better, not only with the throws he's making, but with the decision making. There was a game a couple weeks ago, we were doing the Buchanan game. He saw coverage downfield, tucked it, got a few yards, and I think maybe earlier in the year he might have tried to throw that in coverage. So Malachi never played quarterback before, and he's really grown into the position. And you're right, he's been the catalyst for this 7-1 start for Oak Hill.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it was a matter of talent or knowing what he was doing. I just think he just had to settle down a little bit and smooth his way into the role, and I think he's done a fantastic job of that. The amazing thing that I've noticed about him, not only early in the season, but even as we've rolled on through the year, he's a tremendous defensive player as well, and he's had some huge plays on defense, and I think that gets overlooked just a little bit because he is the quarterback.
As much as he's meant to the offense from the quarterback position, his free safety position, I think he's frankly played at some level of an all-state worthy recognition, whether that's honorable mention or something like that. I think Malachi is a very supports the run very well. And most of the time, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm John Madden up here, I think most of the time Oak Hill plays a cover one. So that means Malachi is kind of playing center field, and they have man coverage, but then he has to decide where he's going to help out.
Right.
And he's usually making the right decision where he's going to help out. So, yeah, you can't overstate how much he's meant to the Devils this year, not only offensively but defensively.
Yep, his position there is just kind of a read and react type of thing, and he's such a tremendous athlete. He reacts very quickly, and he's got good wheels and good instincts, and he just does a great job back there. Like I said, I think that goes overlooked sometimes just because he is the quarterback. You don't always notice him, but there's other players on this team I think that have really stepped up, and it's been fun to watch. J.D. Moritz at the running back spot leads him back there. He's a heck of a football player, and you know the defensive players better than I do, I'm sure. I know some of these guys on the defensive line, the last few games that I've watched have played solid up there on that defensive line.
Well, I know statistically Adam Long leads the team in tackles. He's sitting at 92 tackles this year so far, and he's got 2 games to go. So from his linebacker position, he's almost assuredly going to go over 100 tackles this year. He leads the team in tackles for loss. He got his first career touchdown last week against Bluefield. Adam has been just fantastic from his linebacker position. But, yeah, defensively, Oak Hill, and as we mentioned a few minutes ago, the big guys up front, Desmond Mike and Derek Sullivan and Colton Naylor, guys who typically get overlooked. They don't get their names called a lot. They've really controlled the line of scrimmage, and they're going to have to do that again tonight because I was talking to Rob Long yesterday. I said, hey, give me a breakdown on Woodrow. And if anybody watched our Buchanan game a couple weeks ago, Buchanan just really wanted to pound the ball. Woodrow was going to want to do that tonight from a different looking formation. They're not going to line up in the eye. They're going to go double tight, double wing. But they want to try to pound the ball. So the big guys up front are going to have to hold up again tonight.
Yeah, and you know, we have played a lot of teams with the size differential, usually a little bigger than us. But, you know, like you said, the interior line on defense has just done a tremendous job, and they've held up their own in just about every game. Nobody has really, you know, bowled over them, as you would say. But they've done a great job on that line, even though sometimes they're overmatched size-wise. And I think tonight won't be any different. It's what they're used to, though. But I think you're right. I think Woodrow will come out and try to establish that ground game and, you know, try to overpower them if they can. That's going to be the goal. They've got some other weapons as well with Elijah Redfern, some guys like that who are great athletes, great speed, and that sort of thing. And I look to see those guys being implemented quite a bit by Woodrow tonight as well. Oak Hill's only loss of the year was to Princeton, and you know, that's a game, again, I watched it on TV, and you probably did too. Game we could have, you know, we were right in it, and the score was not really indicative of how close the game was, but we'll come back to that here in just a minute and the playoff implications again before we get ready to kick off. Getting ready to listen to the national anthem, so we'll shut up and let you listen to that.
Your national anthem.
Flying Eagle Band, very enjoyable. And we're just a few minutes away from kickoff here tonight. Chris, we mentioned again the playoff implications of this game. Like we said, if Oak Hill can win tonight and then win again next week when they host University High School, they are going to get to host a game, a playoff, at least one, maybe two. You don't know for sure, but we were talking a little bit about that before, but we came on the air. About the conditions at Oak Hill, probably, and we don't know anything for sure, but probably if Oak Hill does get the host, then it's probably going to be hosted either here or at Nicholas County, I would guess. And I just think that's a situation we should mention, the fact that our facility in Oak Hill won't qualify for a playoff game, which is pretty sad.
Well, I'll leave it at that. I won't get into it too much. It'll be unfortunate if Oak Hill is a top 8 seed and doesn't get to play the game at John P. Duda Stadium. That is what it is. But, yeah, just to make our listeners aware, if they get to host a playoff game, it'll probably be, like you said, over here at Beckley or over at Nicholas County. But regardless, I think coming into the year, I know if you would have told me Oak Hill has a chance to host a playoff game, I'm not sure I would have believed you, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either.
So they've exceeded my expectations, but expectations change as the season goes along. So Coach Marion, I guarantee you, he's not happy where he's at. He's looking to get into that top 8.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think any of us saw Oak Hill being 7-1 at this point in the year. And I think even after we watched the first couple of games, I still am not sure we thought this would happen. And I think it's a credit to that coaching staff. I think their team has gotten better and better and better as the season has gone on. And that's what you got to do. You got to improve week to week, and I think they've done that for the most part. And they're a good football team right now, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. And I know they're coming here tonight thinking that they can win this ball game. So, like I said, with Woodrow and their playoff predicament that they're in, it's like having a tiger backed into a corner here. They have to be aware and watch this and be ready to play, because Woodrow's going to come out full steam ahead. I have a feeling it should be a good football game. I'm excited to watch it. I think it should be good, and I don't think we could get a much better matchup in this. And I know another thing we were talking about, and I wanted to mention this, and maybe somebody out there that's listening and watching can help us. You had heard that Woodrow and Bluefield in the same season, that Oak Hill had not defeated both of them in the same season. I think you said forever.
So I want to give, if this is correct, I want to give credit to who I heard that from, and if it's wrong, I want to give blame.
There you go.
To who I heard.
Yeah,
so
we're taking any blame for it.
My wife sent me a screenshot today from Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but she is, and Mike Fox posted that if Oak Hill wins tonight, it will be the first time in the 102-year history of Oak Hill High School football that they have ever beaten Beckley and Bluefield in the same season, which is almost hard to fathom. But we were talking, if you look at the series history, you can kind of see where that might happen.
Yeah, that's right. They talked last week about how we hadn't beaten Bluefield in 20-some years in a row. And then I was looking at the Woodrow series, and it was, heavily Woodrow, in favor of Woodrow, 60-16, I believe it was. So with only 16 wins there against Woodrow, then it's very conceivable that it has not happened in a year.
That's why I said last week for against Bluefield, and almost this week too, it's more than just playoff implications. It's psychological, and it's confidence building. And I guarantee, I don't care what kind of team Bluefield has this year. For Oak Hill, it's overcoming that name on the jersey.
Right.
They were able to do that last week. They're going to have to do it again this week against Woodrow. And if they can do that, they will head into university and then the playoffs with a lot of confidence.
Oh,
That'll be great.
Yep, a lot of momentum. Yep, that's for sure. Looks like Oak Hill won the toss and deferred, and so Woodrow will receive the opening kickoff. If I was seeing things correctly, which I don't often do, but I think we did. And we're going to take it down just before the kickoff here to Lucas Berry. He's our sideline guy tonight. So, Lucas, take it away.
Set for the Oak Hill Red Devils and the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles. I think I have the best seat in the house, honestly. Yeah, we got a few Beckley players in front of me, but hey, I get to be out here next year. This is going to be great. So settle in. This should be a great one on the New River Network.
License plate DFC.
All right, getting all set for kickoff. Again, looks like Oak Hill won the toss and they've deferred, and they will kick off to Woodrow Wilson.
And again, Greg, we mentioned that's a change for Oak Hill. Coach Marion, when he had been winning the toss, had been receiving the opening kickoff, and he decided to change that. None of their opening drives were going anywhere, so he decided to get the strength of his team, which is the defense on the field. And like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I'm a big fan of deferring just because I'm always afraid that the opponent might get the last possession of the first half and the first possession of the second half, and you don't want that happening.
Right. Jackson Pino set to kick it away. And he is going to onside kick it, a short kick to the up man, and it's covered up and recovered there by Jacob Reeves, and that was obviously a planned kick.
Well, they got great field position to start off. Beckley taking over on their own 45, so that's fantastic field position. Something we can watch tonight. They anticipate Beckley coming out and really trying to pound the ball, so Oak Hill is going to kind of go with a modified six-man front tonight. They're really going to stack the line of scrimmage until they show Beckley tries to pass against them. They're going to try to really stuff that run.
And Chris, I'm guessing they looked at their return men and didn't feel good about kicking to Andre Thomas or Elijah Walker. I'm sure something they've seen on film. It's probably not a good idea to kick deep to those guys. So why not take a chance on the onside? You never know. That might be what it was back there. We'll have to see. All right, Devin Richardson, your quarterback for Woodrow, set to get the Flying Eagles going, and it's a straight handoff to Reeves, and he breaks foot clean, gets about 5 or 6, just up across midfield.
And they will be very content doing that all night. If they get 5 or 6, that's all they really want to do. Beckley will keep it on the ground all night. if they can keep getting that. That time they pulled their backside guard and tackle. They like to do that a lot and really overload one side of the line. And already we see Isaiah Conley checking out and big Colton Naylor checking in. So we have the big package in defensively for Oak Hill.
Yep. This time Richards going to go under center out of the full house backfield here, send the man in motion. And then they pitch it straight back to him, and Connor Naylor got a hand on him that time. Actually, it was Derek Sullivan and got an early hand on him. And saved a long run and held him to 3, so to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that's one of those old adages. Sullivan he's not going to get his credit for the tackle on the stat sheet. He made the play, though.
Yes, he did.
He's the one that blew out that play, didn't let Woodrow get very much on that.
Yep. 3rd down and 2 for the Flying Eagles. Ball resting on the Oak Hill 47. Again in this punched up formation, they give it to the up back, and he plows forward. He doesn't quite get to the first down mark. Well, that's Landon Jones, and he is stopped by the interior line of Oak Hill, and I believe he's short of that first down.
So that was Colton Naylor and Aaron Higginbotham that stopped him short. That is going to bring up in 4th and inches, but you have to think Beckley's going to go for it. Their season's on the line here tonight. And I know me personally, I'm the biggest fan of the QB sneak in the world in these situations. I should hand out pamphlets, advertising the QB sneak. I think it's underutilized, but that's what I would go with here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to hand it off. You only got 4 or 5 inches to go.
Absolutely.
Just take it and plow it forward. And hear a lot of complaining about that play in the NFL, but I think it's a good play because it works. Richardson under center. Tries to draw him off out on the long count. Now he resets. And he is going to quarterback sneaking, and he is going to get the first down. And you see right there, Chris, just like you said. Flag coming in late. He might have got shoved from behind. Now, you can do that in the brotherly shove, but I'm not sure if that's what the call is. But, yep, sure is. You can't push him from behind at this level.
That's a big call.
Yes,
that negates the first down.
Yep.
You have to think that's punt time now.
Yep, that's going to move him back. Richardson had plenty for the first down as he went ahead for about 3 yards, but that'll be stepped off from the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so I was wondering, that's a 5-yarder.
It's a 5-yard penalty, yep.
So we'll see what Chad Surratt wants to do here. He might be aggressive here. I mean, he's got to win this game, and looks like his offense is
still out there.
Staying on the field, yeah. So they're going to spread out a little bit now, so you really got to watch Redfern and Waller on the outside here.
Yep, Richardson in the pistol formation, drops the throw, throws it quick, and it's blocked. Well, we thought it was intercepted at first. Looked like it was deflected, but it went right into the hands of wide receiver Nelson Starks, and he's able to drag it in, and that's enough for a first down.
I'll be honest, I don't know how that ball got through there. I thought for sure that Oak Hill was going to knock that down. Elijah Gray and Malachi Lewis were both right in the passing lane there, and somehow great pass by Richardson of able to fit that through there. That was a really tight window, and he was able to get that ball through there. Nice job.
Yep, nice pass, nice catch, and really good defense right there. Like you said, I thought for sure it was broken up. But nonetheless, Woodrow gets it on the 39 of Oak Hill with a first down. Richardson back in that pistol formation again. Going to drop and throw it again. Looking deep this time, across the middle. And it is caught and then dropped after a nice hit back there.
So that was we talked in the pregame how Malachi Lewis can also bring the wood from free safety.
Yep.
And that time he did that. I'll tell you what, he's really keying in on Redfern, who hasn't played in a few weeks. He had a medical issue a few weeks ago that kind of scared him. Redfern's back tonight. And you can tell Oak Hill's coverage is keen on Redfern, but he still tried to fit it in there. Great hit by Malachi to break it up, though.
I'll tell you something else you notice right off the bat, too, is Devin Richardson's arm. What a nice pass he throws. That's 2 bullets right on the money. All right, he's in the pistol again. Sends Redfern in motion right to left, and he hands it off straight ahead. Not much room there for Landon Jones as that interior line of Oak Hill stacks it up and holds him to little or no gain. Maybe even might have lost a foot depending on the spot.
So I want to give credit again. James Ludwig didn't make the tackle. James Ludwig made the play. He absolutely stacked it up inside and waited for help as his friends came and were able to hold that to no gain. Nice play by the sophomore.
All right, big third down coming up now for Woodrow. 3rd down and 9. And we always talk about big plays in the game. I think it's early is a big play. Probably more so for the Oak Hill defense right now.
And they're going 5 wide here, so they'll do that occasionally. Empty backfield.
And before the snap gets off, looks like we've got a timeout called by Oak Hill. So with a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout here with 8:16 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 your score. We'll be back here on the New River Network. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. Welcome back to the Oak Hill Red Devil Woodrow Wilson High School football game here on the New River Network. This game is being brought to you by Raynell Medical Center. Appreciate Raynell Medical Center's support. And we're looking at third down and a long 9 for Woodrow as Richardson in the shotgun formation with 5 wide receivers. Drops, throws deep down the side, got a man, Elijah Redfern, and he hauls it in down inside the 5-yard line.
Well, Greg, he's going to be a tough matchup for Oak Hill. They might really have to slide Malachi over and help out with Elijah. He's a dynamic playmaker. He's been out for Woodrow, and he's already making his presence known early here tonight. Big play.
And I'll tell you another thing, too. What an accurate pass by Richardson that time, right on the money, and that was a long throw. And he dropped it right in. It wasn't horrible coverage. We had a defensive man there.
He just had a step on him.
Had a step, and he dropped it in the basket. Nice job by Richardson. Woodrow Wilson threatening here early. Ball on the 3, first and goal. Give it ahead to Jones. And let's see. Gets a couple down to the 1-yard line.
That was big Derek Sullivan in the middle. And again, Oak Hill's got their jumbo package in defensively. I see Braden Knight, Colton Naylor, Derek Sullivan. So they got the beef in there. They're going to have to. They got to stop them 3 more times.
Yep. That was Jacob Reeves on the carry. Not Jones, but Reeves gets it down to the 1. Second down and goal now from the 1. 7:40 to go in this first quarter. Richardson, he pitches the inside pitch, kind of an awkward-looking play, but it works. And into the end zone are the Flying Eagles for the first score of the night. And that was Connor Ray.
I got to tell you, I do not love the call right there. That worked out for him.
Strange-looking play.
Yeah, it's actually that's a pass.
Yep.
That was really that's going to go in the books as a touchdown pass because he threw it forward.
Yep.
But with that much going on in the interior of the line, I don't like letting the ball go right there.
Right.
But it worked out, so I won't say anything else about it. But big opening drive for Beckley.
Yeah, that was a nice drive, and like I said, an unusual-looking play there at the end, but it was effective. So 7:29 to go in the first quarter. Woodrow on the board first, and they lead it 7-0 here from Van Meter Stadium in Beckley. Let's take us a quick break. We'll be back ready for the kickoff. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, welcome back. Woodrow Wilson set to kick off after they take the early lead 7-0 on a 55-yard drive. Took them about 4.5 minutes, and aided by a couple of nice passes by Devin Richardson to move it down the field and get the early score. 7-0, Woodrow leads it. Humberger set to kick it away. Line drive kick, and Hooks the sideline all the way down. Finally picked up by Elijah Gray, and he gets it back out to the 20, but that's a heck of a kick right there. That thing hugged the sideline all the way down the field.
That is actually a really bad break for Oak Hill.
Yep.
I thought that was heading straight out of bounds, and I think Elijah did too, and it just never did till the point he finally had to pick it up. So, yeah, that worked out perfectly for Beckley.
Yep.
Nice kick.
Yeah, it was a good kick. It just hugged the sideline all the way down. And
so something we can keep an eye on tonight. Oak Hill runs the 4 receiver spread, and a lot of times what they've seen in film is Beckley will usually kind of go out with those receivers and leave a light box, which leads to an open running game.
Right.
We'll see if that happens tonight.
Something Malachi could take advantage of for sure. Here's Moritz on the first carry, and he plows it forward. Gets about 5 on his first carry of the night, and good weapon there. You'd like to see that early.
Yeah, I was talking to Rob Long, and he said that if Beckley's going to show 5 or 6 in the box, and it looked like to me that time they had a kid that was kind of in between, but if they show 6 in the box, they're going to run JD all night.
Yep. Yeah, he's a strong runner and excellent weapon, and they are putting 5, 6 up in this box, so we'll see what the counter is. Here's Moritz again, and again he's got running room over the left side. Enough for a first down plus 5 more as he gets it ahead for 10 up to the 35.
Yeah, and I think they'll keep doing that. If Beckley's going to show them a light box, they're going to keep pounding JD until Beckley does something different, whether they scoot a safety up and run support, or one of the D-backs will play kind of in no man's land. They'll try to play run and pass,
right.
But Rob was telling me in film study that a lot of times, like when they played Princeton, they go out with those receivers and they leave a light box, and if they do that, they're going to run JD a lot.
Yep, I don't see anything wrong with the strategy. Bring a few more guys up here now trying to stop the run. They give it to him anyway, and he still gets ahead for positive yards. Gets tricked up just by shoe top there.
Now, that time it looked like Beckley committed a few more guys to the line of scrimmage. So, again, it's always a little cat and mouse game. So if they're going to do that, then Oak Hill might look to their screen game, which has been pretty solid all year.
Yep. Pick up a 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9. Like you said, cat and mouse there. They brought several up in the box. They've dropped back out of that now. Back into a 4-man front, bringing both linebackers, though, because they're looking for the run as well. Ritz gets it ahead for a couple. Flag comes in late. He's able to pick up a yard or two. And looks like I saw a preliminary indication was a face mask.
So Redfern is the counter to Malachi for Woodrow. He's their free safety, and I noticed that time Elijah is really inching up toward that line of scrimmage.
Yep.
He's looking to help in run support. So if the free safety is going to inch up that much in run support, we'll see if Coach Mary wants to try to take a shot over the top.
Yep. Officials discussing the penalty now. Again, like I saw, preliminary indication was a face mask. Get the call from Greg Fournette. And it is personal foul, face mask.
Is Greg Fournette still reffing?
He,
Goodness great. I didn't know he was still doing that.
Yeah, I recognize Jeff Harding and Greg. I haven't seen the other guys yet.
Greg Fournette called a face mask on me in middle school a million years ago, so he's been doing it a while.
Here we go. First down. Automatic first down for Oak Hill. Gets it into Woodrow territory on the 49-yard line. Again, they're bringing some defenders up in there, linebackers up to tight. Malachi drops the throw. Looking down the sideline off the head, it looked like. Pass intended for Armani Hicks.
That was a nice job by MJ Staples that time. He was able to get back. But I'm not surprised they took a shot. Beckley is now, after JD had 2 nice runs against them, you're starting to see Beckley commit more guys to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And they brought 5 or 6 that time. So Oak Hill might have to dip into the screen game a little bit. That time they tried to go downfield. Even though that was broken up that time, you might have to come back to that at some point.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta loosen them up a little bit with at least an attempted pass. And they keep slipping linebackers up in there. You've got to throw it a little bit. Here's a quick handoff, and it looks like the ball got loose, and it did. Malachi Lewis fell on it.
That was Tyler Ashmore who came in that time. They weren't quite able to get the exchange that time.
Yep, ball was fumbled and moves it back to the 50. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 now.
So I'll play armchair quarterback here. I've mentioned the screen game. This has typically been a down and distance where Oak Hill's looked to their screen game and had some success. We'll see if they want to go back to that right here.
Yeah, and I think, too, you've got to start looking at maybe getting Malachi out in some run-pass opportunities.
I love that,
Let him use his wheels a little bit. All right, 3rd and 11. Here comes the blitz again by Woodrow. Pressure comes. Malachi steps up, loses his grip on the football. It's loose, and we'll see what happens here. Looks like Oak Hill got on top of it. Actually picked up 4 or 5 yards on the fumble, but not the way you want to do it for sure.
Yeah, Beckley brought pressure that time. That's two plays in a row that they've brought about 6 guys, and they were able to get to Malachi that time. He couldn't squirt through there. And you're right, Oak Hill very fortunate to get the ball back and actually picked up a few yards.
Yep, so be able to punt it away anyway rather than turn it over right there. But it looks like Coach Marion leaving the offense on the field. We'll see what his strategy is here.
He's been aggressive in 4th downs this year when he's been in plus territory.
4th and 7.
That's really aggressive early, though.
Yeah. Blitzing linebackers coming again. This time, one of them was picked up, but Malachi escapes him, and here he goes. And he's going to have enough for the first down as he gets down to the 31-yard line. Nice run by Malachi Lewis as he gets it down to Woodrow's 31.
And that's the dimension he gives you. You spoke about early. If something breaks down, Malachi can just tuck it and use his legs, and you can't teach that.
Right.
I mean, you can't prepare for that. You can't coach again. You can try to spy him, I guess.
Right.
But that's hard to prepare for. Malachi, just a great play that time.
Yep, done a good job stepping up. They did a little better job picking up the blitz, but he still got pressure quick. And that's what he's going to have to do, step up in that pocket and try to create some things himself. Again, that might back that blitz off a little bit if they get burned on it too many times.
Well, the screen game will back it off, too, if they keep blitzing like that.
Yep. Looks like they're coming again, bringing 6 or 7 or 8. And looks like we fumbled that time again on the exchange. A lot of pressure coming back there, and Woodrow Wilson recovers it, and they will take over possession on their own 34. See here on the replay what happened. Looked like J.D. Moritz tried to grab it and go the other way with that pressure coming, and he just kind of lost his grip on it.
Yeah, you got to get the handoff before you make the cut. And, man, that's really not a great-looking possession. Oak Hill put the ball on the ground three times in that one possession, and finally they coughed it up. But Beckley is being very aggressive defensively. And, again, not to be a broken record, but if they're going to keep blitzing up the middle like that, I'd look at my screen game a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, you're going to have to come up with some quick hitters, some screens, get them to the outside a little bit. All right, here comes Woodrow Wilson, Richardson, with the handoff to Bryce Ford. And Ford gets it ahead for a good yardage up to the 41.
I can tell you that in the first possession, I think Beckley came out throwing a little more than Oak Hill was expecting. I think the Oak Hill coaching staff really thought Beckley would get in those double tight, double wing sets and try to pound it. And we noticed that they were really trying to go downfield early. So that might have caught Oak Hill a little off guard.
Yep. And very effective throwing the ball, too. Richardson with a nice pass. Keep saying that, but throws the ball well. Here's Richardson. Quick look-in pass to Redfern. Makes a move to the outside. And fortunately for Oak Hill, Elijah Gray hangs on to him at times, keep him from escaping.
And that's a nice job because Redfern in space is a problem. So, they got the first down. That's a nice little pitch and catch. But Elijah was able to keep everything in front of him and keep it, to a 7 and 8 yard gain instead of a big gain.
Gives Woodrow first down on their own 48-yard line. Again, like you said, good job keeping Redfern from getting away because he's so elusive and such a great athlete. Not a bad play by Woodrow to get the ball to him out there in some space and let him work his magic. Here's Richardson in the pistol formation again and drops the throw again. This time we're looking for the little bubble screen, wide receiver screen to the inside, completes it up to the 50. Pick up a couple there.
Nice job, Oak Hill. I wonder if they were sniffing that out too, because I noticed when Elijah lined up wide and Gray came up and was playing press coverage, which you usually don't see. So I'm wondering if Oak Hill was sniffing that screen out even pre-snap.
Good possibility. Looks like they were ready for it. They pick up 2. Brings up second down and 8. 1:40 to go here in the first quarter.
And here's that tight formation for Beckley. This is usually a run formation for them.
And this time they do the inside crossbuck handoff. And that handoff was carried by Connor Ray. Given to Landon Jones first. He hands it inside to Ray.
When you're on the field defensively, that is really hard to pick up all that ball handling right in the interior of the line. So sometimes it's easy to lose the ball carriers in there. On the other side of that, when you have that ball handling right in the interior, boy, you better be sure of it.
Picks up about 3.5 on that play. Third down now. and 3 for Woodrow. Right at the Oak Hill 45.
And again, Elijah Gray's in press coverage on Redfern out there wide.
Richardson immediately looks that way and then drops it off underneath. Oh, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Elijah Gray down the sideline. He's down to the 30. Cuts it inside to the 20. Breaks the tackle down to the 12-yard line. Oak Hill Red Devils come up with a big defensive play. Elijah Gray on the deflection intercepts it, brings it back down to the Woodrow 12-yard line. Big play for the Red Devils.
Well, I'll tell you what we're seeing, Greg, and we saw this in the first drive, and they got away with it. Richardson is locking in on Redfern even when the coverage is rolled over to Redfern's side. And he got away with it on a play that both of us thought Oak Hill was going to knock down, and that same deal that time. Redfern was not open, and Richardson's trying to force it in there, and that time Oak Hill got the big pick.
Yep, and it was deflected and went right to Gray, and he's able to bring it back down to the looks like the 13 of Woodrow. Big opportunity here for the Red Devils. Lewis in the pistol formation. Has Moritz in the backfield with him. Sends a man in motion right to left. Takes the snap, going to run it himself around that left end. He's got some room down inside the 10 to about the 9 before he's driven out of bounds. And again, I think, Chris, we're going to see a little bit more of Malachi running that thing himself to get that thing outside a little bit because of this pressure. It's coming right up the middle for Woodrow.
They're definitely blitzing right up the middle. They're showing a lot of pressure. And again, we've seen, you might not see it as much down here close to the goal line, but we've seen in the past, Malachi will show that QB sweep, tuck it under his arm, then pull it back out and toss it. So,
going to let that thing run down the end of first quarter play. So good first quarter. Woodrow Wilson leads at 7-0. Oak Hill knocking on the door. You're watching high school football on the New River Network. We'll be back after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. Welcome back to the New River Network coverage of high school football, brought to you by the Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home. And the Oak Hill Red Devils threatening here. At the beginning of the second quarter, they trail 7-0.
And Beckley again showing blitz. Linebackers are right up to the line of scrimmage here.
This time Malachi Lewis fakes a handoff and trips, but he got down to about the 5.5-yard line. Chris, I believe if he hadn't tripped, he was going to score.
I thought he was going to score, yeah. That was a nicely designed play. They pulled Derek Sullivan that time from his right guard position. He had a nice little block that time. And, yeah, you're right. If Malachi doesn't trip, I think he waltzes into the end zone.
Again, a little misdirection there, to offset this blitzing by Woodrow. Hopefully it's going to slow that stuff down a little bit. All right. Third down. And that's a couple. And there's Moritz. And he fights. He's going to be close, but I believe he may be just a little bit short. He needed to get down to the 3. I believe he made it to the 4.
So you want to dial up your favorite play here, 4th and 4, needing a TD.
All right, we've got about a yard to go. We've got to get down to the 3-yard line.
I stand corrected. You're right. This is not a 4th and goal. See, this is a 4th and 1. So I stand corrected on that.
Yeah, the drive started there on the 13, I think, is where the interception ended up. So that would put him at the 3 for the first down.
And that's a big difference. That's a big distinction to make right here. They don't need a touchdown. They just need a yard.
Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you if it's 4th and goal, they'll probably kick the field goal. But here's Malachi Lewis going to keep it himself, fights his way forward, and that's enough for the first down. Nice read by Malachi, and that's not a bad strategy to follow J.D. Moritz through there as your lead blocker.
No, absolutely not. Went behind his big center that time, too. So now Oak Hill's in business, 1st and goal from the 3.
Yep. And they're going to measure. I don't know on this turf field why you can't see whether it's a first down or not. It looks to me like the chain is right on the 3.
Yeah. In real time, I thought he got that more.
Oh, I did too. I thought he had it easy.
I thought he had it easy. I'm with you. I thought he had it easier.
Yeah, I thought he was
that.
closer to the 2, but yeah, obviously.
Well, he got about full football, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. They probably. What's funny is they've eyeballed close things all year. Then you get it by full football.
Yep.
They're like, no, we got to bring the chains out for that.
Yeah, I know we commented several times
Yeah.
about the spots and why they weren't measured. And, that's not a first down, but they gave him a first down. This time looked like an obvious first down.
Yeah.
They had a measurement. So, of course, like you said, Greg, Fournette's a little old, so his eyesight might not be quite what it used to be.
You said it, I didn't.
I know most of those guys. They officiated basketball games for me for years, so they know how I am. And there's Malachi Lewis pressing forward and not quite in, apparently.
I thought he got in.
I thought he did,
maybe
too.
on replay, that knee might have came down before the ball crossed.
Yeah, hopefully we got a replay shot of that and we can see. But, yeah, it looked like he was in. Can't really tell from that angle, but,
Man,
my goodness.
Even from behind, his knee never went down.
He dove.
He dove, and it looked like I thought he clearly broke the plane of the goal line that time.
They marked it back almost to the 1. All right, 2nd down and goal. Malachi Lewis with it. J.D. Moritz behind him. He's going to follow J.D. through there. And this time, he is in, I think. He did cross the goal line,
yes.
but whether they'll give him a touchdown, we'll find out. There it is. Touchdown, Oak Hill. So they take advantage of the Elijah Gray interception and great return and set to tie this thing up here after the extra point.
So we're seeing a little adjustment from Coach Marion. We noticed in the first drive, Beckley was blitz heavy, bringing a lot right up the middle. So instead of handing it off to J.D., they're using him now as just an extra blocker and going a lot of QB run now.
Pino set to add the extra point. Kick is up, plenty long enough, and it is good. So with 9:41 left in the first half of play, we are all knotted up at 7 apiece. Woodrow Wilson, Oak Hill. Good first quarter of play and a good start for Oak Hill in this second quarter. 7-7 is your score. We'll return after a brief message. Stay with us. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. Welcome back to the New River Network's coverage of high school football. The Oak Hill Red Devils taking on the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles. This game is being brought to you by the Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home. Pino set to kick it off. He squibs it again. This time it's picked up at about the 40-yard line by Elijah Walker. Gets it ahead to the 42. So, again, Chris, I'm just going to guess that they've watched film on these return guys and they don't want to kick that thing deep to them. Don't know that for a fact, but I have a suspicion. I don't think they would give up this field position otherwise.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And they are giving up field position by doing this. It's a strategy that, that's the second time now Beckley started past the 40-yard line.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But if they're scared of the return, if they don't trust the special teams can stop the return man, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Yep. All right, Woodrow with their first possession of the second quarter. Start on their own 42. Devin Richardson in the pistol formation. Gets a snap, pulls the handoff out, and that was a read option right there. And he pulled it out, kept it himself around the left end, picks up about 7 on the play. Nice play by Richardson.
That was a true zone read too. I think
Yep.
I think sometimes those calls are predetermined.
Yep.
You could tell that time Richardson pulled it at the very last minute. He did a really nice job of reading Isaiah Conley that time, who was the unblocked guy on the end, and that was a good read by Richardson.
Yes, he left it in his gut for quite a while before he finally pulled it, took it himself.
You on the high school level, you really got to trust your quarterback to do that.
Yeah, like you said, most of the time it's called. It's pre-called. But not that time. You could tell. Pick up a 6 on the play, 2nd down 4. This time he does hand it off, and see who this running back is. Looks like Bryce Ford. And Ford gets it ahead for about 5. It's going to be a little shy of the first down.
Yeah, didn't quite get there. Adam Long and Aaron Higginbotham combined on the tackle. No, they are going to give him the first down. I thought I thought he was short.
There you go.
I didn't think he made the sticks. I'm betting about 30% on guessing on that this year.
I'm going to say, though, that we're about 95% right.
Yeah, we'll say we're right and they're wrong. Yeah, I agree with you.
We got the luxury of seeing replays and stuff up here, so we know. All right, 8:26 to go here in the first half. Woodrow driving again, 1st down and 10 from the Oak Hill 48. Richardson with the handoff this time. Nice move in the backfield that time. And that is Nelson Starks. And Starks, we had him bottled up there, but he made a couple of nice moves and was able to get ahead for a pickup of 3. It looked like he was going to lose a couple.
Yeah, I thought Oak Hill had that. I thought it was going to get a tackle for loss that time, but like you said, he turned something to nothing and got 3 or 4 yards out of it. James Ludwig that time in on the tackle for the Red Devils.
Brings up 2nd down now and 7. Richardson, and they try that inside handoff again, and it is completely blown up that time by the interior line of Oak Hill. Big Derek Sullivan blasts through there, and he blows that play up. He almost took the handoff himself.
I am shocked that Beckley did not fumble that, and that's my concern when you run those inside handoffs in the interior of their line. If it's blown up, you can have a loose ball, and Beckley's lucky they didn't have a loose ball right there.
Yeah, not sure how they didn't fumble that one, but anyway, it was blown up completely, and like I said, Derek Sullivan almost took the handoff himself.
And I'm watching out here on the edge. Elijah Gray is playing press coverage against Waller out here, and I haven't seen Elijah play a lot of press coverage. He's being very aggressive out here.
All right, 4 receivers.
Off a little bit this time.
Split out. Pressure comes. Pearson lofts it downfield, and again, the ball is tipped right through the hands of a Red Devil defensive back.
Yeah, Elijah Gray's going to kick himself. He had another interception that time, and as soon as that ball was thrown, I'm thinking he might take that back, and it just went right through his hands to Redfern.
Right in his
But
hands.
again, we're seeing Richardson is forcing it to Redfern even when it's not there, and it's already cost him 1 pick. He should have cost him another pick right there. We'll see if he continues to do that. He's really locking in, though, when he's dropping back.
And that actually is the 3rd one that should have been picked.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, he's been lucky so far. Like I said, he's accurate with it. I mean, he throws it right at the receiver, but don't always read that coverage real well. All right, 1st and 10 for the Flying Eagles. Richardson fakes the handoff this time, rolls to his left. He's going to step back now and try to throw it. Spins around, still trying to elude the tacklers, and he throws it back across the field, and it is caught by Redfern. There he is again. He just seems to be everywhere, and Richardson just finds him and gets it out there to him. Nice run by Richardson to avoid the defense on the scramble.
Richardson really showed his athletic ability. He kept extending the play, and he was finally able to find Redfern down the field, and again, right over Aaron Higginbotham's hands. So they're playing with fire, but Redfern's a great athlete. Do we have a flag on the field, or am I seeing things? Because we've had an illegal man downfield maybe with all that scrambling.
Possibility. Officials discussing it. And yes, illegal man downfield is the call. So you had Richardson with the scramble, and I think, I even fooled me. I thought he was going to run with it, and then he backed up and spun around and then threw it. And I'm sure the lineman going through the same thing thought he was going to run. So we get an illegal man downfield. Big break there for Oak Hill. But again, Chris, the defensive back's right on the defender, and the ball just barely eluded their hands.
I mean, Oak Hill is in good coverage here, and they've been able to squeeze some passes through there. But you can't really fault what Oak Hill's doing in the secondary right now, though.
No, they're covering them well. All right, so that'll back them up 5 and brings up, looks like a long 15, 16 here on first down. Richard going to go straight ahead with it this time. And again,
nice
Big
play.
Sullivan.
Derek Sullivan.
Man.
That was going somewhere, too.
Yeah, he got a big paw out there on him and just ripped him to the ground one-handed. So he didn't let him go. Good job by Derek Sullivan.
Good effort. I'm telling you, if Derek Sullivan doesn't make that tackle, Richardson's got a lot of green in front of him.
Sure
that was
does.
a big play.
Yep, sure was. He's made a couple big plays.
He's going to check out now.
Catch him a breather. Let's see.
Looks like we have an official's timeout down there.
Meeting about the down. I think the yard marker has it as third. It was first when they started that play. Now it's on third. So I'm not sure. The scoreboard has second down. The marker has third. I believe it is second.
Yeah, they're going to change it to second now.
Okay, officials get it cleared up.
So now Oak Hill with 2 safeties back. They don't do this a ton. As Beckley's going empty now, 5 receiver set.
Yep. Second down at about 12. Richardson in the pistol. And drifts out of the pocket to the right, fires it down.
What is the flag there?
Get a flag on the play. Let's see what I don't know if we're going to call interference.
Oh, I hope not. That looked like it was timed perfect. Let me see it on replay. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we can tell here.
No, sir. That's a bad call.
Man, good defense.
That is good defense by Elijah Gray right there. I hate that call.
Yeah, very good defensive play
hate
there.
that
That
call.
was not interference. And it looked like the official made up his mind. He was going to call it regardless because that flag came early.
And that happened right in front of him, too. In real time, you could see that was not. That's just good defense. That's a
that was a good defensive play.
That's a bad call there. That's man, they missed that. That's a bad call.
Yep. All right, first down, Woodrow Wilson on the 14-yard line. Tough call there on the pass interference. And again, we have the luxury of the replay here.
You didn't need replay for that.
No, and you called it right off the bat. It wasn't interference, and then you saw the replay. Clearly not interference. But clearly was because they threw a flag. All right. Yeah. Richardson drives ahead down to the 10. Picks up a couple there. Second down now. And 6.
Mass substitutions now in for Beckley. I wonder if this is their bigger package where they go double tight, double wing. So you see Redford checking out. You see some of their wideouts checking out. So I'm wondering if they're going to go a little heavier here. And you see Derek Sullivan checking in for Oak Hill if they're anticipating Beckley going heavier. But that was mass substitutions for Woodrow that time. And, yeah, they're in that tight double wing, double tight formation here.
Richard under center. And he's going to pitch it straight back. Again, a little unusual looking play. And they pitch it back there to Landon Jones. And he's right behind Richardson. And he turns around and pitches it right behind him. Again, strange looking play, but does get some positive yards, and that'll bring up third down now. And about 3 or 4, they got to get down to the 4-yard line.
And here they're bringing in their speedsters now. Yep. So I'm going to name this. I'm going to call this their jumbo and jet package.
There
How
you
about
go.
that?
There you go.
I think this is their jet package. So now they got their athletes Waller and Redfern back in. So look for something maybe on the outside here.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, just like with Malachi Lewis, that you don't see him take off, Richardson take off with it around one of the ends with the pass run option. He drops straight back. He's looking one spot, and that's to Redfern. Throws the in pattern to Redfern. Pass goes incomplete through his hands. So that's going to bring up fourth down.
There was nice coverage out that time by Z. Lewis that time on Redfern. They tried to hit him on a little slant. Z had pretty good coverage. Malachi was kind of cheating over from the safety position, so Beckley's going to try to kick a short field goal here.
And not being critical, but if there was one criticism of Richardson, he does kind of lock in on that receiver. He looks at Redfern in that situation immediately off the snap, so you kind of feel like you know what's going to go to him. And other than that, he does a great job back there. But I kind of looked for Woodrow that time to give him a little bit more of a run option there, maybe roll him out and give him the pass run option just because he's such an elusive athlete. But, again, when you got an athlete like Redfern, why not throw it out there and hope he can grab it?
I'm always a big fan when you have a mobile quarterback of rolling them out and giving them pass run options. I'm always a big fan of that. But you're right, that time they kind of kept him in the pocket and he was trying to hit Redfern. But, yeah, we've seen it a lot. He's going to throw it to Redfern whether Redfern's open or not.
Yeah, he locks in on him and he goes right at him. All right, so Woodrow looks like they are going to attempt the field goal. And they are lining up, and the kick is going to be from about the 14, so it'll be a 24-yard kick. Tyler Radford.
I wonder if Adam Long has a leap over the line of scrimmage for a block inning. Little Troy Polamalu.
There you go. Snap is low, the kick is up, and it is got a line drive, but it's through. And the kick was low, nearly blocked.
Yeah, I thought Z. Lewis actually might have had a chance to come in and get that. He was close to getting it, and you're right. It was a very low kick, even though it was a short kick.
Right. So Woodrow Wilson takes the 10-7 lead with 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go here in the first half. Drive by Woodrow, aided by that big pass interference penalty.
You beat me to the punch. I was going to mention that. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Yeah, that was a bad call.
Yeah, that was a tough call right there. That was pretty good defense, and looked like he got there as the ball hit his hands, maybe even after it hit his hands. But call was made, and you have to deal with that. That's going to happen.
That's true, and I don't mean to be the guy up here to gripe about refereeing because that is going to happen. They're human too. They make mistakes, and all you can do after that is play. You have to move on to the next play. What happens after that's up to you. You cannot happen when there's a bad call. You just gotta. And to Oak Hill's credit, after the bad call, they held them.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
They held them to a field goal.
They held them down to a field goal. So good job by the Red Devils here. Now they're set to take the kickoff. Ranford set to kick it off for Woodrow. And here comes the kick. Booms it deep over the head of the up guys. Finally, Gray back there to scoop it up at about the 5. Turns it up over the 10. Gets out to the 15.
They're going to have to learn from that because the return men were sitting around the 20-yard line, and he kicked it right over their head, and that's going to pin them back deep. So they might need to scoot back a little bit.
Yep.
That's 2 times now they've had poor field position after a kickoff.
Yep, starts to drive at the 16-yard line with 3:13 to go in the first half. If nothing else, Oak Hill needs to sustain a little drive here and eat up this clock. And get a score, that's gravy. But going to give that thing back to Woodrow here before halftime. We'll see what Coach Marion.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what adjustments. Coach Marion's been really good at making adjustments this year. Anxious to see what he has dialed up here on this series.
Looks like Woodrow bringing full house again in with the blitz, and they do blitz right into the run. Landon Jones runs right into the ball carrier, J.D. Moritz.
So they are definitely keying in on J.D., and they're being very aggressive in the interior. And you're right, they're scooting their linebackers up. They're showing blitz. They're bringing the blitz a lot in that A gap. So they're kind of taking J.D. away a little bit right here. But we saw them counter with some QB runs the last drive.
Yep. Yeah, Woodrow not making any doubt about what they're doing. They're bringing the house up in here tight with linebacker blitzes. I'm surprised they didn't take a timeout right there, stop the clock. But here we go, second down now and 11 after a loss of 1 on that first play. And here they come again, full house blitz, and they wrap up Malachi Lewis and stop him again. And again, Malachi just with no chance back here as they bring everybody. And they're on him before he could even set his feet.
Yeah, they're being very aggressive in that. And again, I'm going to play armchair quarterback in the second half. If they're going to keep being that aggressive, I wonder, and Oak Hill's been a really good screen team this year.
Yep.
And if the team's bringing a blitz, a screen is usually a way to slow that blitz down.
Yeah.
So Beckley's going to take a timeout. Very smart move here.
Well, I was wondering why they hadn't taken a timeout. They lost a lot of clock there between the second down and third down play. It's down to 2 minutes to go, but they could have had it with 2:40, 2:45 stopped up if they didn't. They let it run all the way down to 2 minutes before they took the timeout. So it'll be 3rd down now and 16 for Oak Hill.
You got to be really careful down here inside your own 10-yard line on 3rd and 16. You don't want to do anything silly. At worst, you just want to get out of here and be able to punt the football to them. No turnovers.
Yep, that's exactly right. And you want to make them, if anything else, make them use that last timeout. And that'll help you a little bit, but you got to hold on the football here, get out and try to give yourself a little breathing room. Realistically, a 1st down probably, unless you just break a big one, out of the question. So you want to try to move it forward, get you some position to punt the ball, and then try to hold. Again, you want to make them use that last timeout here if you're Oak Hill. And that might have been why he held on to it, but I would have thought that he'd have called 2 in a row early.
Yeah, I would have too, actually. So, yeah, Oak Hill's got to be careful. Maybe get a little QB draw, a little design QB run here. Nothing. You want to be really careful in the shadow of your own goal line here.
All right, we'll see what Coach Marion draws up here on this 3rd and 16. Malachi going to roll to his right. Looks like it is a run, and here comes Malachi, breaks a tackle. He's out over the 20, gets to the 25, and fights forward to about the 28.
That's as good as you could have hoped for that time for Oak Hill, yeah.
Great run by Malachi Lewis as he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage.
And I really do think that was a designed run all the way. I don't think he was ever looking to throw that football.
No, and I think this might even give you something to look at for the second half as well.
He got a nice little block from his wide receiver, David Spalding, downfield too. It enabled him to get that last few yards he needed for the 1st down.
Yep. It's a big run by Malachi Lewis there, and Woodrow, I think, is going to go ahead, and Oak Hill's going to take a timeout this time. And minute 30 left on the clock. And again, if you're Oak Hill, and I think here, Chris, you just want to keep it on the ground. If you break a big play, you may try something, play or two. But right now, I think you just keep it on the ground and let that clock run out. You get out of here 10-7, and you got to remember you're going to get the opening kickoff in the second half. So
you do get the opening kickoff in the second half. You do. I mean, so Oak Hill's got, help me out here, one timeout left.
One timeout left.
They're now out their own 29. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind maybe taking a shot or, taking one shot. Beckley can only stop the clock one more time themselves.
Right.
So I wouldn't mind maybe taking one shot, see if you can get something in your pass game and get out to the middle of the field. But then if you can't, maybe be a little more conservative. You're right. Again, you don't want to turn over here in your own territory, especially when you're getting the ball back in the second half anyway.
All right, so Oak Hill comes back out on the field. Coach Marion got his play in. We'll see what his strategy is going to be here for this last minute and 30 seconds.
Now, Beckley's linebackers are playing back a little bit more now. They're not showing as much blitz right now. Here they're scooting up.
Malachi Lewis looks to throw. Pressure comes again from behind, gets the throw away, and he's got a receiver down there, and all the way down. Matthias Spack, it's down inside the 40 to about the 38.
That is such a good job.
Yes.
He kept his composure. He was under pressure in the pocket, but kept his eyes downfield, didn't tuck it and try to run. Kept his eyes downfield and found Mikey sprinting down the middle of the field for a post pattern. Now you can be aggressive, and you want to be aggressive in Beckley territory with the timeout.
Absolutely.
Yeah, be aggressive here.
Beautiful play and throw by Malachi Lewis that time. He avoided the pressure, got the pass off just in time, perfectly accurate pass. And credit to Spack for hauling it in and then dragging the defender about 20 more yards. This time they're going to go around the right end of the green. He's got room down over the 30, cuts it inside the 25, all the way down to the 15-yard line. Goes James Green. First time we've seen him tonight.
Well, and I talked about Coach Marion making adjustments. That's the first time we've seen Oak Hill try to get out on the edge. They've been stacking JD up. Now I'm going to bring my little scat back in, go on the edge. Big play that time. Nice adjustment by Coach Marion.
Absolutely. Clock cranks back up. We are at 45 seconds. So the clock there we go, closer to right. 1st and 10 from the 15.
You got man coverage on Spalding over here. Spalding on Redfern.
Looks like Oak Hill, or rather Woodrow, bringing the house again. They back out of it a little bit. Malachi Lewis dances around, almost hauled in by Gray. Just a little bit high on the pass from Lewis to Gray at the goal line.
And I think I think Oak Hill was trying to show QB sweep that time and get Beckley's D-backs cheating up. They did a pretty good job of keeping their composure and staying back. They didn't bite as much on that fake.
28 seconds to go now.
And you still have one timeout.
Yep,
You can't.
still
So
got a timeout.
you can, if you want to try to sneak a run in here, you can do that and still stop the clock.
All right, here go Oak Hill up the line. They do have that timeout, like you said.
Middle of the field's open. They're showing man coverage all the way across the field. Here comes the blitz.
Yep, blitz coming. Pressure comes. Lewis gets to throw off into the end zone and just a little bit short. And actually, Amani Hicks was ball hit him in the foot. He wasn't looking. I'm not sure. He wouldn't have caught that had he not turned his head and looked.
So I think that time Malachi maybe got locked in on Armani Hicks a little bit, because I tell you what, underneath, David Spalding looked wide open to me. And I think Malachi maybe got locked in on Armani that time.
Yep. Armani obviously wasn't expecting it. All right, third down now and 10. Down to 22 seconds. And again, if you want to, you could always try to cross them up with a run here, but got that timeout left, so let's see. You don't want to take a sack. That's the last thing you need. Here's Malachi Lewis up the middle, makes another nice move, and he's down to the 5, and that's going to be close to a first down. We're going to see here.
I would ask for a measurement.
Yeah, I would
here.
definitely ask for a measurement.
Get that clock stopped.
Yep.
Okay, I think they're burning the timeout. So right now, Beckley they're spying Malachi, but even that time, even with the spy, Malachi was able to get nice yardage and shaking.
Yep.
They're showing fourth down.
But again,
I would ask for a spot.
Yeah, I definitely would, because he's saying he held up his hand about so many inches short, but if you look at the down marker, it's right on the 5, and the ball is right on the 5.
Here's the tricky part here. So Oak Hill's out of timeouts now. If this is truly fourth down, you got to take a shot in the end zone here. If you're not going to kick the field goal, which we've seen Coach Marion with this decision a couple times earlier in the season, and he's usually going to go for it. I don't think he trusts his kicking game enough to kick a field goal. But you got to be careful, because you're out of timeouts. This was a very similar situation we saw with Independence earlier in the year.
Right.
And they were able to roll out and hit Z. Lewis in the corner of the end zone. So we'll see what they do here.
Looks like they're definitely going for it. Malachi Lewis back on the field. Fourth down in a couple inches, but again, you only have 10 seconds.
And you're out of time, so you can't stop the clock either.
So you got to go to the end zone. Slant pass, and it's caught in the end zone by David Spalding for the touchdown. Nice delivery by Malachi Lewis right on the spot. And that is a touchdown for the Red Devils. Huge, huge play.
Greg, how huge was that drive?
Man,
I mean, that drive started inside their own 20. They had a 3rd and 19.
Yeah, we're down here talking about getting punting position.
And Malachi with the scramble.
Wow.
What an enormous drive for Oak Hill here before the end of the first half.
Tell you
huge
what,
drive.
Shows the heart of this team. We've seen it all year long with them making these big drives and big plays, game after game after game, and this was no different. Here's Pino with the extra point, and he tacks it on. It is good, and just like that, the Oak Hill Red Devils take the lead 14-10 with 4 seconds to go in the first half. So, wow.
I cannot overstate what a big drive that was.
That was huge.
And especially they get the ball to start the second half. Which goes back to why I love to defer.
Right.
Because now you're in a position where you can touch the ball twice before Beckley touches it once.
Right. And like you said, that's a big, big drive. And, you and I are talking about trying to get a little bit of position to get a good punt away. And Oak Hill takes it the length of the field, just around 2 minutes and a half to play. The drive actually started on the 16, but backed all the way up to the 8.
Well, I got to give credit. Malachi Lewis, that he was the key to that drive. Not only with his legs, but with his arm. He had a couple big passes. He had the huge scramble on 3rd and 19 to keep the drive alive. So just a tremendous job by Malachi Lewis on that drive for Oak Hill.
Yep, fantastic drive. All right, Pino will kick it away for Oak Hill. 4 seconds left in the first half, and I'm sure, again, not going to kick it to those deep guys. Don't want to take that chance. And Pino again squibs it short and is picked up there by Waller, and he breaks a couple of tackles. And the good thing about that is that's going to run those 4 seconds out, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. For the first half in the books, fantastic football game here from Van Meter Stadium. The Oak Hill Red Devils 14, Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles 10. Take a break here, catch our breath, get some stats figured up, and we'll be back with the second half action after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network.
Please put your hands together for the band from Oak Hill, the Oak Hill Red Devils band. Thank you very much for your presentation. Welcome to the field, your Beckley dance team. Kylie Norris, Lamaya Walker, Lucy Bickey, Carly Bryant, Molly Burke, Jamie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. Two bands in attendance. At the conclusion of the competition, they were announced the winners of the Governor's Cup.
And band received the award for the third best band in the state for the Governor's Cup. Let's have a round of applause for the Flying Eagles Band. And they invite everyone to stick around immediately after the game for a full performance of the band. Award-winning competition show. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Proud of the Skyline Flying Eagles Band.
It's halftime here at Van Meter Stadium. Oak Hill has a 14-10 lead on the Flying Eagles, and as we mentioned in the pregame, this is a massive game for Woodrow. They need this win to stay in the fight for the SSAC playoffs. They currently come in 16th. Oak Hill is 11th. Oak Hill, of course, has a puncher's chance of hosting a playoff game in the first round if things go their way. But you got to win here first, and we're looking forward to a fantastic second half here on the New River Network. Please stay tuned with Coach Greg Christ, Chris Rader, and myself here on the sidelines. Guys.
All right, welcome back to the New River Network's coverage of high school football, brought to you by the Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home. And we are at halftime. It is winding down as the band finishes up on the field. It's the Woodrow Wilson Band, and they're fixing to finish up, and we got about a minute to go. And then they'll add an extra 3 minutes, of course, after that for the opening kickoff of the second half. Chris, I think what we witnessed in that first half, I think we have to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff at Oak Hill for making some very nice adjustments to offset this very aggressive Woodrow Wilson defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And Beckley has been very aggressive defensively. They're bringing 6 about every time Malachi drops back. A-gap run blitzes, but we've seen Coach Marion adjust to that. He's adjusted, instead of trying to pound JD inside, now he's going to some QB runs. We saw him check James Green into the game, run a sweep to the outside. So it really has been a little bit of a cat and mouse game between the two coaching staffs, because frankly, when I was talking to Rob Long yesterday, I think they thought that Beckley was going to come out and try to pound them, and they really haven't. Beckley's went, I'm calling it their jet package. They went to their jet package a lot with a lot of 4 and 5 wides, and they're trying to throw the ball around a lot.
Yep, and they've had some success doing that. Like I said, Richardson mentioned it several times. His accuracy throwing the ball is extremely good. However, he's gotten lucky on a few of those that have gone right through the Oak Hill defensive back's hands on a couple of occasions, and he did have one big interception by Elijah Gray. Fortunate that he didn't have a couple more of those interceptions, but yeah, he's a pretty accurate passer. But I think, again, the defense has adjusted a little bit. You didn't see Redfern getting open per se. I mean, he caught some passes, but he was well covered on most of those passes, and a couple of them went through the defender's hands, a couple of them were deflected, and then he caught some with just good coverage on him. So Oak Hill's done a pretty good job, I think, of containing him, keeping him in wraps. You can't let him get out in the open field and move on you. He's too good of an athlete for that. But again, credit to this Oak Hill coaching staff. I think they've made great adjustments both defensively and offensively, and I think we're going to see a little bit more of that wide running game probably in this second half with Malachi and even James Green, who had a big run for him in the first half.
Well, Oak Hill for the majority of the season has been a second-half team. Coach Marion and his staff, they do a nice job when they go into the locker room of making some adjustments. So, yeah, I'm anxious to see what they do offensively and defensively. You know, and I've been a broken record tonight. Oak Hill's been a really good screen team all year. They haven't thrown one screen tonight.
Nope.
So we'll see if Beckley's going to continue to blitz, we'll see if they go to that screen game to slow down some of those blitzing linebackers a little bit. But they have been a second-half team this year, so I'm anxious to see what adjustments they made. And this was a fun first half, really competitive. Every time Oak Hill and Beckley get together, the intensity's ratcheted up a little bit anyway. Then you put playoff stakes on the line, and this was a really entertaining first half.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Great first half, and great last drive by the Red Devils as they ended up back on their 8-yard line, picked up a massive 3rd and 19, and then able to advance it down the field and get the touchdown. 4 seconds to go in the first half. And, that possession, I think, might have indicated some of the things we'll see from Oak Hill in this second half with the wide runs. Got James Green outside on a sweep one time. The passes that they threw were quick hitters, slants across the middle. I think you're right. I think some of these screen passes are going to be implemented in this second half. And the quick hitters, especially if Woodrow stays up in that, bringing 7-8 guys every time, that's the only thing you can do to offset that is you got to use your quick hitters, your screens, and your outside runs to avoid all that pressure up the middle. And we saw when Malachi tried to drop straight back, he had no time at all to throw the ball. They were closing in on him fast, and he didn't have time to even look. So,
I don't think there's been a pass yet that Beckley hasn't brought at least 6.
Yeah.
I'm guessing here, but I don't think there's been a pass they haven't brought at least 6. So, but they really haven't they haven't been able to bottle Malachi up. So He's had a couple nice runs on broken plays, and we've seen some design QB runs for him too. So they haven't found an answer for the QB run yet, and we'll see if Beckley makes their own adjustments here in the second half.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, they're bringing at least 6. They put 4 down linemen. They're bringing 2 linebackers, sometimes 3, rushing 7-8 guys. And, they still have enough people up there to block them all. So, they've got to do something to counter that. So it'll be interesting to see, again, the adjustments that are made here in this second half and by both teams, because Woodrow you're going to have to make a few adjustments, I think, themselves, especially offensively, and it's going to be interesting to see what these coaches come up with. Again, playoff implications. Woodrow needs a win, of course, tonight and next week to get into the playoffs. They're ranked number 16 right now. A loss, I think, knocks them completely out. Oak Hill, and they're at number 11. They're fighting for a home field playoff game, and they need to win their next 2. And their next opponent right now, pulling a big upset up north, University's leading Morgantown right now, which would be an upset. But, of course, like you and I talked during the break, when those 2 teams play, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's hard to even call that.
Yeah.
I mean, they get up for each other so much, hard to call that an upset. But that's a big game. And if you're looking at teams ahead of Oak Hill, Parkersburg South is getting waxed, and they are the number 9 team in the state. Wheeling Park is beating them 40. The last score I checked was 44-0, which honestly shocked me.
Oh, yeah, surprising. Yeah, never dreamed that would come. All right, here's Redner set to kick off, and he booms it deep. Again, the Oak Hill men are up, but able to go back and haul this one in, this time in the air, and a nice run by Zacchaeus Lewis. Yep, yeah. Z. Lewis with a nice run there. He's able to catch it in the air, which helped. They're playing up a little bit, and the kicker has kicked it over their heads a couple times. That time he went back and fielded it, and gets it back out to the 28-yard line. So pretty good return there by Z. Oak Hill will start their first drive.
That is actually the first time that Beckley's kicked off that Oak Hill's been able to get out past the 20-yard line.
Yep.
So this is their best field position after a kickoff of the night.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first time they actually caught it in the air. I think
Yeah,
the other times it's gone over their head and they picked it up on the bounce. All right, so Moritz in the backfield with Mal Lewis. And he's going to get the handoff off the right side, and he is wrapped up immediately and brought down.
That was Keandre Good. He's a 6'1", 310-pound junior. Made a nice play. And already, see, right in the very first play, Beckley's linebackers now, they stayed back, and they're playing more of a read and react.
Yep.
So we'll see if Oak Hill tries to start sneaking J.D. back up there if those linebackers aren't blitzing. But if you can't get the nose guard block like they couldn't that time, it won't matter anyway.
Right. All right, loss of a yard, second down, 11. 4 down linemen again for Woodrow, and they only bring 4, leave their linebackers back. Lewis sets the throw, and just over the head of intended receiver Amani Hicks. Lewis floated it out there and just a little bit high. Had a step on the defender, and it took a perfect throw to get that one in there. He was well covered.
And I'll tell you what, Beckley's cornerbacks that time were playing press coverage. They were jamming Oak Hill's receivers at the line. That was very aggressive press coverage that time from Beckley's D-back. So if they're going to keep doing that, they better make sure that they're getting a good jam at the line of scrimmage, because if they don't, you might have an Oak Hill receiver running by them.
Yep. 3rd down and 11 here.
Again, press coverage all the way across the board. I can't have that.
Nope. Get a false start, and I believe that's the first penalty on Oak Hill tonight, other than the pass interference that we didn't think was a penalty. We don't count that one.
First one we'll agree with. We'll put it that way anyway.
All right, so step it off 5 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 16. And if you're Beckley right now, I think you got to be thinking contain Malachi Lewis.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree, because we've already seen a couple times, even though Oak Hill was sending the receivers out in the pattern, it's almost a design QB run.
Right.
They're just looking for Malachi's looking to break, contain, and do something with his legs.
All right, so put 4 receivers out. He leaves J.D. Moritz in the backfield with him. Hicks in motion, right to left. Here comes that screen pass, and it's completed to Moritz. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks another tackle, still fighting, and he's got enough for the first down. And great call by Chris Rader right there on that screen pass. Been called for it all night. And there it is.
Well, let me tell you something. That's a middle screen to the running back, which I haven't seen all year.
Right.
So we talked about making adjustments. I haven't seen Oak Hill run that play the entire year.
Right.
They come out and show a middle screen. I guarantee you, Chad Surratt has not seen that on film.
No.
He has not seen that on film this year. Great adjustment by Coach Marion.
A heck of an effort by J.D. Moritz as he stiff-armed Redfern to the ground on that, picking up the first down out to the 41. Wow, another big play by the Oak Hill offense. Here's Malachi Lewis, fakes the handoff, keeps it. He's still going, dragging tacklers down the field all the way into Woodrow territory, down to the 45-yard line. Man, what a run.
That was a terrific run. I thought Malachi was down. I guess I was looking at a pancake block. I was looking at Desmond Mike, who buried his man, and it was Malachi. Great run, great block by Desmond Mike, though. If you saw it on the replay, that was a pancake, and those linemen always like the pancakes.
Yep, what a run by Malachi Lewis, 14 yards down to the Woodrow 45. Wow, what an effort.
And again, I don't think that's a true zone read. That looked like to me that was predetermined.
Yeah.
They're going to fake that to J.D. in the line, and that's a predetermined read from Malachi to keep it.
And not a bad plan to follow J.D. Moritz through there as your lead blocker. He's a load himself. All right, 1st and 10. New set of change. This time Malachi's going to sprint to the outside, gets the corner, gains yardage up a sideline all the way down to about the 37.
And they got something cooking now with that, with that QB run. Puts them in 2nd and short, and then when 2nd and short inside the 40, the entire playbook is opened up to Coach Marion now. He can do anything he wants to. He's flipping through the playbook, finding his favorite play. But again, I want to go back to that middle screen. That is such a good adjustment at halftime to show them something that they have not seen on film the entire year.
Yep.
And again, a huge 3rd and long, and it keeps an Oak Hill drive alive.
Yep, big play. I mean, you're looking at 3rd and 16, and again, we're thinking let's look at some field position here and get your punt away. and pull off that big play like that. That's not the first time that's happened tonight. Big plays on third down by Oak Hill. That's been the difference in the game so far.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't know what's going on here. Looks like he's got a call.
Well, something on the clock, I think.
Oh, maybe.
Listen here and see if we can hear it.
Yeah, you were right on that. Yeah.
Resetting the game clock, 9:34. The last play went out of bounds, so the clock should have stopped, and apparently it didn't. Nice run there by Malachi Lewis. He picked up 8 down the sideline. And, again, that's that outside run we were talking about, trying to get out on those edges with the speed. And that's got to pull Woodrow back out of these blitzing situations just a little bit.
Yeah, Woodrow's been able to stuff the inside runs tonight,
Yeah.
but again, Coach Marion with a nice adjustment. Beckley's really showing heavy pressure
Yes, they are.
again.
They got 11 guys up within 5 yards of the line. Malachi going to go left. He just outruns the corner, makes a little dance move, steps back inside, picks up the first down.
He is really tough to bottle up, isn't
Man. Like you said, that time Woodrow had 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and he's still able to get forward and gain yardage.
he? Yeah, but they found something out there on the edge. They're finding Beckley's weakness. If they're going to keep sneaking those linebackers up in the A gap, then we're going to go out on the edge, and Beckley's got to adjust to that.
Yep. All the way down to the 31. New set of downs for Oak Hill.
Looks like Tyler Ashmore's going to check into the game now at running back for you know what? This is – well, they got Tyler at a wing. This is a little different formation for Oak Hill right here.
Just get it off. Lewis will try to run up inside.
Going to use Malachi again, this time up inside. And again, he's got positive yardage. So he gets ahead for 6 or 7 on that just simple straight ahead run.
That is such a nicely designed play. So they're showing something that I doubt Beckley's seen this year.
Right.
That time they line Tyler Ashmore up at the wing, and they pull him and the backside guard.
Yep.
And again, if Oak Hill's run that this year, and they might have, and I could have missed it, but that looks new to me. And they're showing some things that I'm wondering if Chad Surratt has seen on film this year. That's a nicely designed play that time for the Devils.
Sure is. And when you follow, like I said, J.D. Moritz through there as your lead blocker and you got those guys pulling, that's a lot of beef coming through there in front of that shifty running back or quarterback. And here we go again. This time they give it to Moritz. Dances to his right, but they're ready, and they stuff him up. And he's probably going to lose just a little bit.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you can tell Beckley's game plan was to stop J.D. Moritz.
Yep.
They have really keyed on J.D. tonight. So anytime the first couple runs of the night, he had nice games. But ever since then, they have completely bottled him up. They've been ready for J.D., but Oak Hill's been able to make some nice adjustments and get on the edge with Malachi and with James Green and to do some other things.
So he loses about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Need to get down to the 21 for a first down. 7:25 to go here in the third quarter.
And again, you're in a situation here where you have 2 plays to get this 6 yards. So
So
looks like we're gonna have a timeout here.
Yeah, clock was running down, so they just let it run down to 0, take a timeout. So with the timeout on the field of play, we'll take us a timeout up here in the booth. Your score, Oak Hill 14, Woodrow Wilson 10. Stay with us. We'll return. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network.
Just a quick.
Welcome back as the Oak Hill Red Devils facing another third down, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5 this time. With 7:13 to go in the third quarter. Lewis in the pistol formation with Moritz beside him. And he's going to take this full sweep around the end. He's got room. He's got the first down. Flag comes in late as he pushes the ball down inside the 20 to the 19. Looks like it may come back for a hold. I see.
I'm telling you, if that's on Adam Long, I do not like the call. I was getting ready to actually – let me see this in slow motion. I thought Adam Long had a really nice block.
Very nice block. But he did get wrapped around.
You know what?
Him,
He had him wrapped up a little bit. So, you know what?
Started off, but the arm slid down and got around him.
Man,
so,
yeah, he did. And Adam pulled around there, had a really nice block. But you know what? I'm going to credit the refs. I think you got to call that. Yeah, he kind of wrapped him around the waist.
Yeah, it was a pretty good call. So that'll march it back 10 from the spot of the foul. So it goes back to the 32. So now that brings up 3rd down and 11. Again, though, you run around that end, Malachi Lewis making things happen with that.
Well, the fact is they didn't need the hold. I mean, he had the first down without the hold. Adam just kind of got him there at the end, but that play was there.
All right, 3rd and 11. Lewis again in that pistol formation, same formation as the last time. Going to run it over this time. Now he's going to stop and throw it back. Got a man open in the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Hill. Elijah Gray wide open. He gets behind the defenders. And that is a beautiful pass and catch from Malachi Lewis to Elijah Gray. Nobody within 10 yards of Gray. Another huge 3rd down play by the Oak Hill Red Devils.
And again, I have to give so much credit to Coach Marion and his staff.
Wow.
They set that play up beautifully. What have we been seeing? QB sweep, QB sweep, QB sweep. Here we're going to show it to you again. Now he's going to pull out and find a man wide open.
And I'm sure we couldn't see it on the monitor, but I'm sure the defensive back, when he saw Malachi start around that end, I'm sure the defensive back came forward, no doubt.
Why wouldn't he? Because Malachi's been killing you, getting on the edge, and so you see it again. That's a great call by Coach Marion. I can't say enough about that.
Beautifully set up by Coach Marion. And the Oak Hill Red Devils extend the lead now with the extra point. That is good, and that makes it 21-10. Red Devils extend their lead with 6:59 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and here's the replay, and you see how wide open Elijah Gray is. He just has to slow down and make sure he catches it because it was right there. Nobody defended him, and Oak Hill, another impressive drive and another big 3rd down play to take this 21-10 lead.
Here's what's so impressive about that. The play before that Adam got called for the hold, they're in the exact same formation. Elijah comes in motion left to right again, and if you're Beckley, you're going, they're running the same play.
Right.
And I thought they were too. Soon as you see Malachi get the snap and roll out to us, I'm thinking same play. And then Malachi pulls it out. And give credit to him too. Malachi took a big hit on that, and he stayed right in there, delivered the ball where it needed to go. Just a great execution of a great play call by Coach Marion.
Yep, sure was. They set that up nicely, and like I said, I didn't see the defensive back, but I'm sure he was coming up to stop that run because, like you said, it was the exact same formation, exact same play. He just stopped and dropped back a step and let it fly. And Elijah Gray wide open in the end zone. So, very impressive drive by the Red Devils, 71 yards.
And that chewed up some clock too, Greg. It chewed up over 5 minutes that time.
Yep, sure did. Chewed up clock. And, again, you just can't say enough about these 3rd down plays. This time they do kick the ball long. Let's see what happens here. Up the middle is Andre Thomas. And, again, Chris, that might be why we haven't seen a long kick tonight. They have about the same field position. So
Beckley's got explosive playmakers at the skill positions. They really, so you got to be careful there. I don't mind them doing that though, because I kind of hate to just automatically give up that kind of field position. But you're right; they're starting about where they've been starting all night anyway.
Yep. Again, you know, that's, you have to give credit to Oak Hill's defense because Woodrow's had great field position tonight on every drive. All right, 1st and 10 from their own 41. Richardson hands it off this time. Gives it off to Bryce Ford, who gets it ahead to about the 41.
It's a nice job that Derek Sullivan, again, we've called his name 2 or 3 times, Aaron Higginbotham from his linebacker position. And Greg, I got to tell you, when Beckley has tried to run the ball against Oak Hill with these design runs, they're not getting a lot.
Nope. The interior line for Oak Hill has done a stellar job tonight. They've shut down that inside run completely, and they've let Richardson get away from them a few times, and they've completed some long passes. But other than that, you know, the Red Devil defense has been pretty stout tonight. Richardson drops his time to throw. Has time. Rifles it out to the sideline. Too low.
So they did something different that time. A lot of times they've been lining Waller and Redfern up on the same side of the field. That time they had a 3-by-1 set and put Waller by himself on the far side. But I thought they might try to go to him because he had man coverage out there, but he came over here to the short side and just skipped it in there.
Yep. Intended receiver was Jonathan Zakurski. Goes incomplete, brings up third down now and 9 for the Flying Eagles.
They're going empty now, 5 receivers.
5 wide. You got your speedsters over to the left. Like a little movement there, but no flag on the play. He's got time. He's flushed to the right now. Running out of real estate, and he's knocked out short of the 40, about the 38. And
that was Adam Long from his linebacker
Adam Long
position.
with a great job there, keeping Richardson bottled up and knocks him out. And a couple of players wanting the flag, but he was trying to run.
So again,
I'm
seeing Oak Hill do something defensively tonight that I haven't seen all year. So when Beckley's going 5 wide, Malachi's been a free safety all year. They're actually now putting Malachi out on a corner, and David Spalding's playing free safety.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him do that all year.
They're switching things up a little bit. Loss of 6 on that play brings up 4th down now. And 14. And Richardson punts it away. First punt we've had tonight, and takes a nice roll down inside the 25.
Takes a real nice roll.
Down to the 20-yard line where it rolls dead. So Oak Hill will take over on the 20 with their second possession of the second half. 5:52 to go here in the third quarter. Oak Hill leads at 21-10. Just a quick break in. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. Ball on their own 20-yard line. They lead at 21-10. 5:52 to go in the third quarter. They give it to Moritz over the left side. Got some block there in front of him, and he plows it ahead to about the 26. So a nice pickup of 6 for Moritz. And again, mixing this offense up a little bit. Oak Hill inside, outside, throw a pass here and there. A pretty good mix of plays they're running right now. And they've got this Woodrow defense a little bit on their heels, where earlier they were just blitzing every time. Darren Oak Hill to pass or run outside. They've got them backed up a little bit now, and they're playing a little bit on their heels.
I can't say it any better than you just said it. They got Woodrow on skates a little bit, and they're guessing.
Yep.
And, yeah, that time they were in kind of a read and react, and they're able to get J.D. for a nice 6-yard gain.
Yep. All right, 2nd and 4. Gray in motion left to right. They give to Moritz over the right side. He's got room over the right side, up enough for the first down over the 30, and finally brought down at the 36.
We got another flag coming in there, Greg. Not sure. That's always in the area of holding.
Yep. I don't see any holding, but
I didn't see it on the. I didn't either. I didn't see it on the replay.
That's come in kind of late toward the play.
It might have been a face mask on the tackle because I didn't see any holding in the interior, but I guess we're just up here guessing at this point.
Right. Officials looking over the down marker, trying to figure out what they're going to do with it. Going to step it backwards, and let's see what the call is.
Yeah, it's on Oak Hill then.
Block in the back.
Did he say number 2?
2 or 3?
It might have been on. If it's 2, it's Mikey Spike. 3's David Spalding.
See if we can see him here. I don't see.
Oh, I see it. You know what?
Right
I saw it. Yeah,
Yep,
I saw it.
number 2.
Yeah, Mikey hit him in the back. That's a good call. And that's
again another block was unnecessary because he's always well down, first down, about almost down, tackled when the block came in.
Well, and Mikey's a really good footballer.
yeah.
He knows better than that.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
just
a little
over-aggressive that
Yep,
time.
that's right. All right, basically run the same play again to Moritz. Not quite as much this time, but gets ahead for good positive yards up to the 28.
Yeah, that puts them in a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, right.
So, that was a nice little game from J.D. In fact, it puts him in a position where if you wanted to try to sneak him through there again, you could try it. 3rd and 3.
You're right.
And J.D.'s certainly capable of picking up 3 or 4. And Beckley's going to take a timeout and talk about it.
Yep. So Woodrow Wilson will take a timeout here as Oak Hill continues this drive with 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Looking at a 3rd and 3. We'll take us a break and come right back. Stay with us. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. All right, welcome back. Tonight's high school football game brought to you by the Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home. 3rd down and 3 for the Oak Hill Red Devils. 4:18 to go here in the third quarter. Snap to Malachi Lewis. Going to keep it himself over the right side, and he pushes down.
It's going to be really close.
Yep, it'll be close. He maybe just depends on the spot, but I think he's going to be just tad short maybe. Oh, nope, they give him a first down.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even measure, didn't even really look.
Of course
just
not.
Give him a first down. Okay.
Of course not.
So, again, another big 3rd down play by the Oak Hill Red Devils. They've had a ton of those tonight. And that was only 3 yards, but that was a huge 3 yards in my opinion, because now you have opportunity to really milk this clock down. If you can continue this drive and get a score,
it's really demoralizing for Beckley.
Yep,
and I'm starting, I see some hands on hips.
Yep.
And if you read body language, you might be starting to see some frustration setting in for Beckley.
Yep, sure do. All right, here's Malachi. This time to Moritz over the right side, and they bottle him up this time. Short gain of about a yard. Bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, that was big number 71 for Beckley. We called his name earlier. I think that's DeAndre Good.
Good, yep.
Yeah. He's a load, 6'1", 310 pounds.
Yep, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's
Pretty
made a couple
active
nice plays.
very
Yeah, and he's. You look at his size, but he moves well too. Yeah, he's a good athlete.
All right, that brings up 2nd down now, and 9 to go with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, important that clock keep rolling for Oak Hill. Snap to Lewis. Going to follow Moritz around the left side. Gets a block, cuts it up. Still going, and finally brought down hard after his forward progress. Stops at about the 34.
That was Jonathan Zareski. Came up from his defensive back position. He laid a really nice hit on Malachi that time. Nice play that time by Beckley. So we'll see what Coach Marion has dialed up here. 3rd down has been the down for Oak Hill tonight.
Sure has.
It seems like the longer the better.
Yeah. Seems like the further they go back, they end up.
Yeah.
If they need 16, they get 20. If they need 8, they get 12. If they need 3, they get 3.
Huge 3rd down conversions for Oak Hill tonight. So we'll see what they have here.
Yeah, 3rd down and 7. And we just heard the other broadcast crew talking about the number of plays. That was the 14th play for Oak Hill this quarter to Woodrow's 3. Malachi rolls right, stops, drops, throws, got a man open, and it's hauled in. And finally drugged down out
First
there,
down.
Monty Hicks. And another big 3rd down play for the Red Devils as they get 8 on that 3rd and 7, maybe 9.
That is a really – look at that catch. He
catch.
caught it right off the top of the ground. Really good hands by Armani Hicks that time. That's a big 3rd down conversion.
So that moves the ball out to the 43-yard line, and the clock will continue to roll here with 1 minute and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Oak Hill with a new set of downs.
Yeah, honestly, if you're Oak Hill, this third quarter couldn't have went almost any better than it's went. They have completely dominated time of possession. Beckley went 3 and out on their only possession, so they're in control of the game right now.
Lewis looking to throw here. Surprising. And it's a beautiful catch by Elijah Gray.
We'll say he's out of bounds. I don't think they're – well,
Get to him. Let's see.
The far ref ruled it out of bounds. I think they're going to say he was out of bounds. Again, Beckley brought the house that time, so he had man coverage on the outside. I don't think we're going to be able to see. That's a really nice catch regardless of Elijah, whether or not he got his foot in bounds or not.
Yep.
And it's a good idea. If you're going to, bring the house on that and have man coverage, take a shot down there to one of your best athletes.
Yep. A little bit of a surprise, but hey, that's what's been working all night is the surprise element. So O'Kill takes a shot.
And again, Beckley showing pressure. The middle, their man coverage across the board. Middle field's wide open.
7 on the play clock. And they do bring 8, and Malachi breaks through. If he gets through that front line, he's going to have room. Just tripped up there at the 42. If he could have got past that first wave, he had room to run because they brought 8 people.
They brought 8. You're exactly right. They brought 8 people that time, so that is super aggressive now. And you know what? They're kind of in a position where they have to be really aggressive.
Yep.
But, man, when you do that, you are really if you break through that front line, you got nothing but field in front of you.
Yep. All right, we got 3rd and 10 now. And, again, this has been the play for Oak Hill, 3rd down and long.
And Oak Hill was snapping the ball with like 2 or 3 seconds on the play clock. I mean, they are purposely milking that clock, doing a great job with a 2-score lead.
Pressure comes again. Lewis with the slant. And it's broken up at the last second. Nice defensive play there by Andre Thomas. And Oak Hill now, I'm assuming, will have to punt.
Yeah, they're bringing Mason McMullen. This will be his first punt of the game.
24 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
And you got to be careful here. You got Eli Waller back for Woodrow. He's one of the more explosive players, so you really have your punt coverage team buttoned up here.
And we get a flag on the play.
I think we had 12 men in the huddle. Yeah, I see Jazeer Battle come running off the field, so can't break the huddle with 12 men. That's going to be an illegal substitution on the Devils.
So it'll mark it back to 5 yards. Get back to the 38-yard line. 37, actually. Again, first punt for Oak Hill of the night. Woodrow had their first punt last series.
Oh, we didn't get off a great one.
Gets it off. It's off the side of the foot and high and goes out of bounds. That's not going to be a good kick at all.
No, that's a big play, actually. They're going to spot the ball at the Oak Hill 45. That's a 7-yard punt.
7-yard punt. So that's the last thing you needed right there.
Yeah, that's a big play for Beckley. Great field position.
All right, so Woodrow will take off again with great field position at Oak Hill's 45. 24 seconds to go. Defense, again, for Oak Hill being asked to step up here.
Again, Woodrow has their jet package in, so they got their skill position guys out there. They're going 4 wide with 1 back now.
All right. Richardson drops deep to throw, and he is throwing deep down the side. Redfern makes a nice move back to the inside and had a chance to catch it as Malachi Lewis went underneath him. Redfern cut in front and nearly came up with a big reception there, but it falls incomplete. Nice job by Redfern to even get a chance.
Malachi, he had really good coverage. I think he got turned around. It looks like he wasn't tracking the ball, but he was back there. But, yeah, we're lucky that Redfern didn't come down with that because Malachi kind of got turned around back there. The coverage was there, but he didn't react to the ball very well that time. 17
seconds left in the 3rd.
Two safeties back. Again, that's a cover 2 for Oak Hill, which is unusual.
Richardson going to drop it out into the flat, try to get it to one of their speed guys out there, and he let him do his magic. Gets a couple of good blocks and runs about 20 yards and ends up gaining 2, but nice run that time by Waller. He picks up 2 in the end, and there's 3 seconds left.
Why is that not running?
Not sure why the clock has stopped. Okay, now it runs finally. I'm not sure why they stopped it, but that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. And the Oak Hill Red Devils leading at 21-10 over Woodrow Wilson. Look at 3rd and 7 when we come back. I'll give you all the action of this 4th quarter. Should be a good one. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. Welcome back to New River Network's coverage of high school football, brought to you by Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home. Third and looks like about 8. Scoreboard has 3rd and 2, but it's farther than that. 3rd and 8 for Woodrow Wilson, who ran 5 plays in that third quarter. Pressure comes on Richardson. He steps up, gets over the 40 to the 35, and he's brought down there after he'll get enough for the first down.
Yeah,
nice run.
Showing off his legs a little bit.
Yep.
That Oak Hill that time rushed 3 and dropped 8, and they're trying to match Beckley's jet package with their own. That time, the only interior lineman on the field for Oak Hill was Derek Sullivan. Everybody else out there is either a D-backer or a linebacker.
Yep.
So Oak Hill's got their small set out there trying to match Beckley's athletes. And they're still in that same defense with Sullivan being the only interior lineman in the game.
Yep. Trying to contain Richardson a little bit, keep him in the pocket. And he's going to take it straight ahead and run it this time. Maybe they recognized that Oak Hill had these small players in up front.
Yeah, and if you see that in there, yeah, why not run a little draw right up the middle?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no beef in there right now for Oak Hill.
Right. So that's another first down for Woodrow Wilson down to the Oak Hill 23-yard line. Time for his Oak Hill defense step up.
And they're still in that same small package. So, again, we'll see if – and Beckley's going 5 wide. So we'll see if Beckley wants to give them their own dose of QB run here.
Richardson going to throw it out in the flat with a little wide receiver screen. And it's completed down to the 15. Pickup of about 8 right there by Zakurski.
So Beckley's got a nice drive going here. They're threatening. Oak Hill's got to try to bow up. But again, I'm looking for substitutions. I'm not seeing them. So right now, Oak Hill's staying with that same package on the field where you got Derek Sullivan as the only interior lineman. And then everybody else out there is either a linebacker or a defensive back.
Yep. And again, you have to believe they're trying to contain Richardson and keep him from beating him around the end with his legs. Drops straight back to throw. This time pressure comes. He throws it across the middle, and it is almost intercepted, almost caught. Good defense back there by Z. Lewis.
Really good coverage back that time by Z. Yeah, he almost had one. He sure did. But you're right, it was almost pulled in off the ricochet, for Beckley. So, yeah, we're lucky that wasn't a touchdown, and Beckley's lucky it wasn't picked.
Richardson not afraid to let it go. He'll throw it into some coverage.
He has shown that coverage or not, he's letting it fly. Yeah, absolutely. He trusts his arm.
Yes, so if you can keep him in the pocket, that's the key. Keep him in there and make him throw it. Richardson drops again. Rolls to his left as the pressure comes. Stops. Back across the middle and almost intercepted again. Malachi Lewis.
Well, that time maybe Richardson threw his fastball and maybe he only needed his changeup. He really
ripped it,
let that go, and his receiver, that's a really tough catch to haul in there. So that's going to bring up a 4th down for Beckley. And they're going to bring on their field goal team here, Greg. So this is going to be about a 32-yarder, it looks like.
Oak Hill, you need to be alert here. It's 4th and 2. I'm a little surprised by this, but
they look like they're in a safe defense to me. They don't. I think they're playing for a fake or something.
Right.
Here.
32-yard kick. Here's the kick. It's long enough.
It's good.
And it is good. So I understand the strategy. You know you got a kicker can make it from there. It puts you down 8, gives you a chance for a touchdown, 2-point conversion to tie the game. So I understand. 21-13 is your score.
Well,
10-10 to go.
Chad Surratt knows his kicking game better than any of us do. And apparently he trusts his kicker, and for good reason. And you're right, this is a 2-score game. He thought, you know what, I'll go ahead and get the field goal portion out of it here. Kid kicked it through, and now we have a 1-possession game.
All right, the Red Devils need to come out and get something established here and get down and get another score. Put this thing away.
Yeah, this would be a really good time for a 5 or 6 minute drive to culminate in a touchdown and, like you said, put it away. And be on the, like Beckley's playing for the playoff lives, be on the lookout for something sneaky. They might try to sneak an onside kick by you, so be on the lookout for that.
Tyler Ranford set to kick it off for Woodrow.
And we have to go back. That 7-yard punt kind of put Beckley in business there. They took over at Oak Hill's 45. So give credit to the Oak Hill defense for actually just holding them to a field goal, considering the field position they had taken over.
They are going to kick the onside kick, and hauled in by Oak Hill. Taken by the...
I think it's Carson Treadway, the freshman.
That man, Carson Treadway, hauls it in. So at least Oak Hill now will have some decent field position.
You know, the Beckley kicker, and forgive me, I didn't get his name. He did he really got a nice high bounce on that. He just wasn't able to he didn't have anybody around to try to make a play on that ball. I mean, it took a nice big hop for him like you usually like to see.
Yep, Tyler Ranford is the kicker's name. And if Oak Hill can just drive down and get a field goal here, we'll be in good shape. So, big drive here for the Red Devils. See what they got coming. Go with Moritz up the middle immediately. Going to lose a yard. Back to the 41.
JD's just really been bottled up all night. Nice play that time by Jacob Reeves from his defensive end position, 5'10", 177-pound junior. And JD just hasn't been able to get uncorked tonight for Oak Hill. They've had to go with their other weapons. But again, you're seeing Oak Hill taking their time. Malachi's jogging over to the sideline, getting the play. Play clock's at 16, 15, and they are really taking their time. They're trying to melt as much of this clock as they can.
Down to 9:30 to go here in the ball game. Oak Hill now looking at 2nd and 11. Snap it with 5. Pressure comes. Malachi steps up. He's got room up the middle. Runs it up across midfield down to the 46 before he's finally brought down, and that'll be enough for a first down as they needed to get to the 48, so he picks up 13.
And, they're bringing the blitz, but they're not spying him. There's been a couple times tonight where they've tried to spy him. That time they didn't, and if he breaks through that initial wave of pressure, he's got room to run, and he's made a lot of big plays with his legs tonight.
New set of downs for the Red Devils. Clock down to 9:05. And it's running. So big play by Malachi there as, again, uses his legs to make things happen. And like you said earlier, Oak Hill milking that play clock, staying in the huddle.
This is really good game management by Coach Marion and his staff. Yeah, this is the way you play with the lead.
Yep. Come up to the line with about 10 seconds left on the play clock, and they'll run it down to 4 or 3 before they snap it. And they hand it off to Moritz over the left side. He's got some blocking, and he's got some room, and he gets ahead for about 5.
They pulled big Desmond Mike from his right tackle spot that time. Nice little gain.
Yep, give him 4 on that, and that's fine.
I want to see JD tuck that ball just a little bit tighter in between his elbow and rib cage. That ball looked like there was a little bit of space that time. So I'd like to see him tuck that ball away a little bit.
He gets it down after the spot to the 44, so it was a pickup of 4, maybe 3.5. We'll call it 2nd down and 7 for Oak Hill. But again, more importantly, that clock continues to roll. We're down below 8 minutes.
2nd and 7 at the Beckley 44. And they're just going to get it off the wheel. They just do.
Lewis drops. Line busts through. Lewis rolls to his right. Finally finds a man, and it's Moritz. And here comes the flag, and we've got an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, I'm seeing Desmond Mike standing on the 35. He knew he was caught too, but it's hard to fault him. You've said that you've made that point a couple times this year. When the quarterback starts running around back there, it's really hard to hold your water sometimes and not cross downfield.
Yeah, especially when he runs it as well as Malachi does.
Yeah.
You figure 80% of the time he's going to take off with it, and you just assume he's going to run, so you just get downfield trying to get him a block.
Yeah, it's really hard to fault Desmond for that.
Yep. All right.
Nice job on Malachi, though, keeping his eyes downfield. He was able to, spot JD sneaking out the backfield.
So that brings the ball back to the 49, reset the down. So it's second down now at 12.
Now, if you're Beckley, the unfortunate part of that is they get the down back and the clock's still ticking.
Right. Play clock again down below 5. Malachi drops straight back. He's going to throw it down the field. He's got a man with a step. Just slightly overthrown. David Spalding was down there, had a step on the defender. The pass was just a little bit long.
He had the right idea. Yeah, you're right. He had a step on the defender, and Malachi just overthrew him a little bit. But, that was the right idea. It was the right read.
So it brings up third down now and 12. And again, we've seen a lot of third down magic here from Oak Hill. Be nice to see it one more time. 7:21 to go in the ball game.
And I have to think Beckley right now, they got to spy Malachi.
Yeah,
he has just killed him with his legs on this down and distance all night. But it looks like they're bringing pressure again.
Yep.
Let's see.
And they do bring pressure up the middle. Lewis steps forward, throws it deep, and good coverage down there by Woodrow Wilson and the intended receiver, Thias Spike.
So they did. That time Bryce Ford from his linebacker position was spying Malachi. He was waiting on him to try to tuck it. Good defense that time from Beckley.
Yep.
That's a big stop for the Flying Eagles.
Yep. Sure is. That brings up fourth down now and 12. 7:14 to go in your ball game. Oak Hill set to punt again. It'll be their second punt of the night. Let's hope it's a little bit better than the last one.
Yeah, I'll see if Mason can redeem himself here. He shanked his last one here. Let's see if he can get off a nice one. And they got Redfern back. You got to be really careful here. Oh, boy.
Shanks it again, and this time.
Man. Mason's struggling.
Yes.
Yeah, he's struggling.
And it's going to go out on the 47. I think he's worried about kicking it to the deep man. He's just kicking it straight out of bounds.
Yeah, he's in his own head a little bit right now. You feel for him. But those are two really, those are back-to-back bad punts. And, again, it's putting Beckley in great field position.
Yep, that's about a 2-yard punt there. Goes down 48. Actually, it's 49 was the line of scrimmage, so you got 1-yarder. So we've had a 7-yarder and a 1-yarder. Tough. Puts the defense in tough position again.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been up to the task, so let's see what happens. 7:10 to go.
I don't know what the timeout is here.
Something wrong with the chains. I see that. One of the Oak Hill coaches over there working on it, so he must have been trying to add a few links to it.
Yeah, every little bit helps. So again, I'm watching Oak Hill's defense jog onto the field here, and they're going with that same smaller package. So they, and really, Beckley's at this point has almost abandoned their run game. Oak Hill's really stuffed it. So Oak Hill's going with their smaller, whether you want to call that a dime or a nickel. You have one interior lineman, and then you have your athletes out there, your linebackers and D-backs. So they're really expecting Beckley to spread it out here and try to go downfield through their passing game.
Yep, 1st and 10. 48 for Woodrow. Richardson takes a snap, drops straight back, looks to his left, still looking. Now he takes off. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down as he gets it just across midfield to the Oak Hill 49.
Nice job by James Ludwig. He was rushing the passer that time, but he didn't get himself so far upfield that he allowed Richardson too big a lane. So he was able to stop him for, about a 3 or 4 yard gain. But that's a nice contained rush by that time by the sophomore.
Yep. Picks up about 3 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 7. Chris gives a little shout out to a couple of my buddies watching from afar. Skeeter Walker up in Michigan checking us out. John Mark Kincaid over in Fayetteville watching tonight.
You got a good one to watch, fellas.
They wanted some love, so I gave it to them. That's all they get. Richardson drops. Pressure comes. Bounces out to his left. Now they close and force him out of bounds. A little bit of a late hit.
Yeah, we're going to get it. That's Adam Long. Yeah, he got a little too aggressive that time. That's a big call.
Yep.
Yeah, Adam got a little too aggressive that time.
Yep.
Didn't need it, so that's going to move the chains for Beckley.
It's going to be a third down and about 3 or 4, but that's going to be 15 yards added to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be an automatic first down. Put Woodrow Wilson in great field position.
They really had him bottled up,
Yeah.
too. Mason McMullen had done a nice job. He used the sideline as an extra defender.
Yep.
And Richardson really had nowhere to go. Just Adam got a little too – and that's the way Adam played. Adam is a really aggressive linebacker and a really smart football player, but he just made a mistake that time.
Yep. So I marched the ball all the way down to the 30. So that'll bring up new set of downs for Beckley. With 6:17 to go in the ball game. Oak Hill leading at 21-13. Been a good ball game.
It really has. It's been a really competitive ball game between two rivals. Now Beckley's going into their jumbo package against Oak Hill's smaller defense. Let's see if they can find something there.
You do the little cross buck to Waller on the inside. He skirts around and finds room. He's going to pick up about 7 on that play.
So that's a nice job by Chad Surratt and his staff. He's noticing Oak Hill with their small package out there, so he puts his jumbo package in there, has a nice little interior run for a good game.
Yep, and I'm sure he's not opposed to running some clock himself right here.
So here comes some beef for Oak Hill. So here comes Conley and Tyler Ashmore out, and Colton Naylor and Braden Knight check in to counteract this big package for Beckley.
It's time to give it to Ray. Connor Ray up the middle. He finds room, and he balls ahead over the 15, just inside the 15 for another first down.
That was a really good patient run. I mean, he let his blocks develop, didn't get in a hurry, and because that looked like it might not go anywhere for a second, but Connor Ray with a nice patient run that time, and that moves the sticks.
Clock continuing to roll down to 5:20. Another first down
and Beckley
for Woodrow.
Going with their double tight, double wing set against Oak Hill's jumbo defense.
They give it to the wide man trying to get around to the outside.
Nice job by Z. Lewis. He never lost contain out there.
Give it to Nelson Sparks trying to get him to the outside. And like you said, Z. Lewis did a good job containing, didn't let him get that edge.
Great job. He fought off that block, set the edge. Just that's perfect cornerback play against a sweep that time. Great job by Z.
Brings up second down now and 10 for Woodrow down on the Oak Hill 15-yard line.
They may not have much time left. One first down. Right, because they're taking a lot of time. There's 20 on the play clock. 2nd and 10.
So now Oak Hill's got their big setup out there. Beckley's got more of their jet set out there with those two wideouts.
There's Richard in the pistol. Drops straight back. Throws to his left, and the ball's deflected at the line of scrimmage.
James Ludwig, nice play.
Yep. Ludwig with the deflection, knocks it down. Ball falls incomplete.
Way to get your hands up.
Yep.
He's just a sophomore too, Greg, and he's a good player. I've been impressed by Ludwig this year. That's a big play. And I'll tell you what, if that ball's not deflected, though, Mikey Spike might have picked that off and took it to the house. Mikey was undercutting that route.
Yep. All right, 3rd and 10. Now, it'll be interesting here to see what Woodrow decides if they don't get any yards on this play. Maybe try the field goal and then onside kick or go for broke. We'll see. Hopefully, we got to have that decision being made. Richardson in the shotgun. He's got 5 receivers split. He drops the throw. He's got a man open. Now it's a 5. He cuts to the middle, and that is Elijah Redfern for the touchdown. Nice pass and catch from Richardson to Redfern. And he does the rest. Caught it about the 5, worked his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So we got a big play coming up here.
Yep. Be going for 2 here with 4:09 to go in the ball game. And Woodrow is going to take a timeout to talk about this 2-point play here. So again, a nice drive, by Woodrow. Had a short field to work with again, and they take advantage of that, move it right down the field. Didn't eat up a lot of clock either. Maybe a good thing for Oak Hill. Give them an opportunity to go down and get a score here, but good drive by Oak Hill. Big play right there, too, on third down. A little surprised that Oak Hill wasn't doubling up a little bit on Redfern there, because you have to guess that that's where they're going to go. He's electric when he gets that ball out in open field.
Well, it looked like Mason McMullen from his linebacker position. I don't know if they were trying to bracket him, but he was kind of under Redfern, and then you had I think that was Z Lewis. I can't tell if that was Z or Elijah out there over top of Elijah Redfern, but they were able to fit it in right in between them.
Right.
Yeah, I saw Mason McMullen's hand go up to try to knock it down. Just a nice pass. And Richardson has shown that he's not afraid to try to go to Redfern regardless of what the coverage looks like.
Yeah, and he cuts it loose and throws it hard. When it's on, it's right on, and that was a great pass right there. All right, here comes the try for two to try to knock this thing up. Richardson will be in the shotgun. Malachi Lewis, man-to-man with Redfern, out to the right. Richardson takes the snap, drops, looking for Redfern, and
nice
it is
play.
just deflected by Malachi Lewis.
He undercut it.
Yep.
Great play.
Beautiful play by Malachi Lewis. Redfern running inside-out route, and Malachi able to recover and deflect it. Good play by Malachi Lewis. Now we have to look for the onside kick. They onside kicked it last time with a lot more time than this. So you have to imagine that may be what's coming here. Of course, if I'm Woodrow with over 4 minutes to go, I'm not so sure. I might just go ahead and kick this thing off, try to pin Oak Hill deep.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time in the game. I'm kind of with you on that. I might kick it deep and take my chances with my deep. Now, I will say Woodrow's only have one timeout left.
Right.
So that might play a factor. But 4:09, there's still a lot of time in the game for an onside kick. So I don't know. If I'm Surratt, I'm probably kicking this deep, but we'll see what he decides to do here.
Yep, I agree with you. And if you give Oak Hill good position, you would hope if they run some clock and then kick the punch, you hope to get a little better punt. It's going to be tough field position for Woodrow. So, I think there's a lot of reasons here to go ahead and kick it deep. But that's why I'm up here and they're down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We can second guess all we want to up here.
Yeah, we can make all kinds of decisions up here. It's easy for us.
That's why they make millions and we make hundreds of thousands up here.
That's right.
I think Oak Hill is preparing for an onside kick. Looks like they got their skill position guys up front here.
Tyler Ranford set to kick, and he is going onside kick it,
nice
and
job.
It is covered by Oak Hill at the 48-yard line.
That was Mason McMullen.
Yep.
And good for him. And Mason struggled tonight a little bit with his punting, but he did a nice job that time of jumping on that. Nice job.
All right, Oak Hill, probably a couple first downs can put this thing away. But been hard to come by here in the last couple of drives.
So we'll see. We haven't seen the last couple of drives. They've kind of got away from design QB runs from Malachi. Let's see if they try to get him on a couple of sweeps, pulling the guard, maybe having JD as a lead blocker here.
I was going to say we haven't seen Green on that jet sweep again either, and that might be something to look for. Malachi in the shotgun with Moritz behind him.
Can't have that.
Get a false start on the Red Devils, and you don't want that at this point. Get behind the chains before you even get a playoff.
Yeah, that's actually 2 false starts tonight on Mikey from his wideout position there, and you don't want to get behind the chains right off the bat.
Yeah, you have to wonder why they're even moving out there. They know the handoff's going to be given to JD.
Yeah.
Really no reason for them to be trying to get a quick start. So that's really tough. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, you don't want
there.
that to happen. It is a big penalty.
All right, give it to Moritz up the middle, and he's going to have nothing there.
Yeah.
So he's swarmed under by the Woodrow defense.
Again, that's a nice job by number 21 for Woodrow. I'm trying to get his name here. You might have it in front of you. Connor Ray.
Ray, yep.
Yeah, Connor Ray with a nice job that time. And then now you're looking at 2nd and 15.
Yep. Again, I think you got to try to get Malachi or James Green out on the edge.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing, pull that out of JD's belly and have a design QB run here.
Yep. They do have James Green in, taking JD Moritz out. Second down and 15.
And this Oak Hill they're going to take a timeout here.
Yeah.
Oak Hill had a bunch set out here on the right, which they don't do that a lot. Usually they'll spread those receivers out. They had a bunch. I don't know what they had dialed up right there, but whatever it was, Coach Marion thought better of it and took a timeout.
Yep. All right, let's get us a timeout in here with 3:17 to go in the ball game. Oak Hill with it, second down and 15. We'll go take a break and come right back. Finish this thing off here at Van Meter Stadium. Stay with us. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. Timeout over, and Oak Hill back out on the field to get their play lined up. Same formation. They've got bunch up on the right side. They send a man in motion, and they give it to Malachi Lewis, or actually he keeps it himself, and Malachi with a nice gain down to the 46-yard line. Again, that's what we talked about. Give him the ball and let him go. Another nice gain by Malachi Lewis.
That's James Green coming up. He's coming up really gimpy. He's going to check back out of the game. He's banged up a little bit. But, yeah, they haven't had a lot of answers for when they run Malachi on the edge out there.
Right.
So J.D. checks back into the game for Green. And I'll tell you what, I might try to do the same thing, maybe to the field side here, and just have J.D. as his lead blocker.
Yep.
They just haven't had a lot of answers for Malachi tonight with his legs.
So Malachi picks up 6 on that, and that brings up third down and about 6, maybe 5. And they hand it to Moritz. A little bit of surprise, but he avoids a tackler and fights ahead and gets the first down inside the 40. J.D. Moritz made up his mind he was not going down, and he fights his way forward for that first down. He broke a tackle there. He breaks another tackle there, then bulls ahead with 3 tacklers hanging on to him and picks up the first down for Oak Hill, a huge first down, and they may be able to run that thing out now as the clock gets down to 2:10.
That's just J.D. doing J.D. things, like you said. Beckley had that play stopped, and you couldn't have said it better. J.D. just decided, I'm not getting tackled right here.
Ball on the 39-yard line. 1:55 to go in the ball game. Woodrow Wilson has 1 timeout. I would guess you're probably going to see it after this play, maybe. I'm not sure. But Oak Hill definitely will keep a thing on the ground right here. Runs that play clock down. Malachi Lewis takes it around the left side, and there he goes again with a big gainer. And he gets it up to the 34. And the clock continuing to run. No timeout is being called as the clock runs down to 1:27.
You don't get those seconds back either, Greg.
Nope, it's a lot of time we can run off here. 25 left on the play clock, so they can get it under a minute here on this second down play. So I'm guessing the third down play will be the timeout play. If Oak Hill gets a first down here, that'll do it. Play clock down to 10 as they break the huddle. Game clock down to 1 minute, so we're under a minute. 1 second on the play clock. Great job by Malachi Lewis, and he plows forward to the 31, and now Woodrow will take that timeout. But even if you stop him here on third down.
Yeah, they got 2 downs to get this.
It's third down and 2. There is 43 seconds to go, actually 50 seconds to go. If they stop, even if they stop him here, you still can run 40 seconds off the clock.
You can run a lot of time off the clock. Yeah, so Woodrow's in a bad way right here. Oak Hill looking at a 3rd and short. So yeah.
And if you got less than 10 seconds, 8 or 9 seconds, you might snap to Malachi and just let him turn around and run the other way.
A little bit,
just run, take off. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're in the huddle for Oak Hill right now, you're just preaching ball security.
Hold
just
on the ball.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
We can't have a fumble here. No live ball turnovers.
Yep.
to just wrap it up because everything else is on your side. The clock's on your side now.
Yep. Hang on to the football. That's the key. And if you do get a first down, obviously it's over. But I think even if you don't get a first down, it's close to over.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And again, just a great job by JD on that 3rd and 6 when they had him stopped.
Yeah.
And JD just kept his legs straight, like we've seen him do all year.
Yeah.
He's just been a bulldog all year and a great job that time, big 3rd down.
Yeah. Just like I said, when he makes up his mind he's not going down, he usually don't go down. All right, here's Malachi Lewis in the pistol formation. Takes a snap, going to keep it himself behind J.D. Moritz, and he spins, and he reaches, and he's got the first down, and that's going to do it. Oak Hill will go into the victory formation at this point. Malachi Lewis, another determined run. Those two guys tonight, Malachi and J.D. Moritz, have been amazing back there in that backfield, play after play after play. And I'm not sure what the big discussion is.
And it looks like they're going to measure it again. But, I mean, yeah, he clearly got it. They're moving him now.
I was going to say, he had that by a yard.
Yeah, he clearly got the first down on that.
That's going to do it as Oak Hill will. I say that's going to do it. They'll have to take a snap here and get into victory formation. Clock should start. It's down to 40 seconds, so they can run it down to about 20 before they snap it.
So we're going to make it official. Whether it's true or not, we're going to say for the first time in the 102 years of Oak Hill High School football, they have defeated Bluefield and Woodrow Wilson in the same year.
Same season. Yep.
Never done that before. So it's really been a heck of a season for the Red Devils. It really has.
Year. Yep, magical year for the Red Devils. Been a lot of fun to watch. So Malachi Lewis takes a knee. And that's going to do it. They won't have to snap it again as the clock runs down to 10 seconds. Oak Hill Red Devil fans on their feet celebrating this Oak Hill Red Devil victory over the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles. Fantastic football game tonight, 21-19. Oak Hill with the victory, and Oak Hill has secured their spots for sure in the playoffs now. It's just a matter of next week getting that win and possibly getting a home field as the top 8 team. We'll be looking forward to seeing that happen. We'll be looking forward to next week's game coming to you from Oak Hill as University High rolls down from Mon County to take on the Red Devils. Fantastic football game tonight. Your Oak Hill Red Devils win it 21-19. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Christ, host of the Courtside with Coach Chris show. I'm inviting you to join me and Dave Gorby every Thursday night at 7:30 here on the New River Network. We have a lot of fun doing this show with a wide variety of guests and topics that we offer, and we think you might enjoy it. So join us here on Thursday nights for the Courtside with Coach Chris show right here on the New River Network. All right, welcome back to the broadcast here. We appreciate you tuning in. This ball game and broadcast brought to you tonight by the Rainell Medical Center. Excellent care right at home. We appreciate the support of Rainell Medical Center. We appreciate your support watching the games here on the broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope we did a tolerable job anyway. You didn't have to listen. You could always turn the sound off. But fantastic football game.
Thank God there's no cameras on us.
You got that right. I always was told I had a face made for radio. Oak Hill wins at 21-19 in a fantastic football game. You know, Chris, I want to jump back to one segment of the game that I thought was crucial, and it could have been even more crucial than it was, but that was the third quarter. Oak Hill ran 18 plays in that third quarter. Woodrow ran 5, and they extended their lead out to 21 to 11 at that time, or 21-10. I don't remember exactly what the score was, but they extended their lead some, and they could have extended it even further. But I thought that was a key point in the game with time of possession just totally favoring Oak Hill, and them able to stretch your lead out just a little bit.
Well, I totally agree with you, and we saw and let's go all the way back to the beginning of the game when Coach Marion deferred.
Right.
Look at what that led to.
Yep.
Oak Hill gets the last possession of the first half. They put together a great drive to take the lead. They get the first possession of the second half, go up 21-10. And I thought in the second half, Devon Marion did a great job of shortening the game.
Yep.
Even in the third quarter, every time Oak Hill was coming to the line, they were snapping the ball with 2 and 3 seconds left on the clock, completely melted the clock, and that's how you manage a game. And just another great job by Coach Marion and his staff here tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, and as a former coach myself, I always love great coaching. Not that I ever did it myself, but I used to watch great coaching, and I just can't say enough about Devon Marion's coaching staff and his coaching prowess and the things that he did tonight with the adjustments that he made. The play calling was phenomenal, and just the adjustments that he made and the way he played this game. I mean, you can't say enough about that. And like I said, I'm an admirer of good coaching, and tonight it was obvious. And I hope a lot of people can recognize that. It's just not always about winning and losing, but when you see the adjustments that he made tonight, and like I said, some of the play calling was just phenomenal play calls. We're looking at 3rd and 12 or whatever, and he comes up with some play where you got a wide open receiver or you got a run that's nobody's even close to him.
Throws a middle screen that I haven't seen Oak Hill run all year. Runs a middle screen to JD for a first down.
Yep.
Sets up that beautiful play downfield to Elijah Gray with QB sweep, QB sweep, QB sweep.
Yep.
Then he pulls it out, takes it downfield. So, yeah, just a phenomenal job by the staff and phenomenal job by the players to execute that game plan.
Absolutely. And the offense comes up at 21, but you look at the defense. They had the big interception in the first half that led to their first touchdown. And then the defense was handed poor field position all night long. And, I don't remember Woodrow starting to drive inside their own 40 all night. And the defense just stepped up time after time after time and was able to hold on and stop them. We're going to go down to the sideline right now. I think Lucas has Coach Marion down on the sideline. Let's go down to Lucas, see what Coach Marion's got to say.
I'm here with the victorious head coach, Devon Marion. Coach, that was a hard-fought win right there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Like I told the kids in the huddle and all week, this game isn't easy. Nothing about football was easy. If it was easy, every team in this state would have 150 kids out there. And I told them it was going to be a 4-quarter game. With these rivalry games, you're going to get everybody's best shot, and they're right there on the playoff line. So we knew that it was going to take all 4 quarters, and everybody doing it for one another. And I felt like we done that tonight. They shut down our run a little bit and took away our screen game, so we had to find other ways to win. And I'm just thrilled for the kids. They earned it, and they deserve it, and I'm just glad we pulled out a victory.
You mentioned that rivalry. For the most part, you guys have done really well in rivalry games. What is it about this team that seems to be able to focus against those teams that draw a little more emotion out of them?
Hey, we're 15 minutes apart. A lot of these kids know one another. And, they pushed each other, both teams. And, what can I really say? Beckley showed up, Woodrow showed up and played their hardest, and we expected that. And when it's a rivalry like this that goes back decades, it comes down to toughness mentally and physically, and I felt like we were the better team tonight.
You guys have had an amazing season so far. One more game to go. What you looking forward to University? I know you are. I know you'll be looking at it, but how do you expect this team to bounce back from 2 straight big games against Bluefield and Woodrow, turning the page to University?
I've been preaching it all year. The next game's the biggest, and I told our kids after this game, I've been in this state around football for long enough to know that no one respects teams from the South, and if you really want to make a name for yourself, it's going to happen next week when you play a team from up north, and we're up for the task. We want games like that, and we're going to show up, get a good game plan together next week, execute it, and come out with a victory. That's the game plan.
Can't wait to see it. Coach, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. There you have it, folks. Oak Hill wins it for 21-19. I almost said 14-10. 21-19, and I don't know if they knocked Beckley out of the playoffs, but they sure didn't help Beckley's chances of making the playoffs. So it was a really big win for the Red Devils and potentially a really big loss for the Flying Eagles here. That's what do it for me on the sideline. Fellas, back up to you.
In the booth, fantastic night for the Oak Hill Red Devils. They win at 21-19. Hats off to that Oak Hill offense. Malachi Lewis, J.D. Moritz leading the way. And the Red Devil defense for making some tremendous stands, giving up great field position and still able to hang on for this big win tonight and locking themselves into the playoffs. We'll fight for that home field playoff activity come next week when we take on University High. That'll be over at John P. Duda Stadium in Oak Hill, and we'll be bringing that game to you live. We're not sure if it's 7 or 7:30 yet, but we'll be posting that to let you know. But we will have the game live for you next week as Oak Hill rounds out their regular season with a battle against University High out of Mon County. Chris, anything before we hit the road?
Let me give a quick shout out. I have my phone in my pocket. Big Oak Hill fans, George Tabbitt and Travis Wills were watching tonight from Orlando, and they enjoyed the win over Beckley.
Awesome. We hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast, and if you're an Oak Hill fan, hope you enjoyed the win. If you're a Woodrow Wilson fan, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast and a great football game by both teams. Very competitive and a fun game to watch, so we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. For Chris Rader, I'm Greg Christ and Darren McGuffin. We appreciate you watching tonight. Look forward to seeing you again next week right here on the New River Network as we bring you Oak Hill High School football. Good night, everybody.